Good afternoon and welcome to the Totally Wicked Stadium in St Helens as we get ready to kick off the Betfred Women's Super League on the Sportsman this afternoon. And what better way to kick it off than the champions St Helens taking on local rivals Wigan Warriors. We've got the full game live to come. I'm Mark Wilson alongside Faye Gaskin, St Helens player of course and England international. Great to have the Super League back, the Women's Super League back. What a way to kick it off.
Yeah, absolutely. With a derby at the Totally Wicked Stadium, that's everything we want as Saints players, and hopefully retaining that trophy at the end of the year as well.
Big win obviously in the Cup. You've got the Cup already in the bag. Now it's all about defending your title. Yeah,
it is. We've become the hunted. Everyone wants us. Everyone's got a red arrow on our back, but we want that silverware. Every club does, but to keep the 3 trophies here at the end of the season is the main goal for us.
What are you expecting from Wigan?
I think it's a squad we're not used to, if we're honest. There's quite a lot of young faces in there and quite a lot of new faces, but the one to watch for us today is Georgia Wilson. She's been phenomenal for Wigan at the minute, and I think if we close her down, it should be a successful day. Well,
all the action to come on the Sportsman. Let's hear from the two camps. We'll hear from Wigan shortly, but here's the St Helens coach, Derek Hardman. After the joy of the Cup win, it's back to Super League now, Derek. You looking forward to the challenge ahead?
Yeah, local derby, so, you know, back down to earth. And, yeah, good challenge for us today.
Obviously a long season ahead. You've got your title to defend. You must be confident that you're going to be able to do that.
I've got confidence in our own ability. I've got confidence in our squad. So hopefully if we perform and we do the little things right, then, you know, we'll get to where we want to be.
We know Wigan have got a few bodies missing. I know you've got a couple missing as well. What kind of challenge are you expecting today?
Oh, it goes out the window, all bodies missing. It's about pride, and it's about that hill what separates us. And, you know, today will be a great challenge. They'll want to come and win at our place. And
they will. And you mentioned our place. We're here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Great venue, great facilities, and it's all set for a cracking game.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better, does it? You know, this is us setting the benchmark of facilities that should be being played in. And today there's no excuses. It's a great facility.
Obviously, your aim is to retain your Super League crown. What's the short-term goals for this team? Because at the moment you are beating everyone that's been put in front of you.
Oh yeah, our short-term goals are stuff what we do, like ruck wins and getting on the front foot and you know, meters made after contact. So they're our little things that we want to focus on. Because if we focus on ourselves, then, you know, the rest will look after itself.
It's a big year, of course, for the players, given that there's a World Cup at the end of it and there's shirts up for grabs in that. So I guess they're on trial, if you like, every week, not just for St Helens, but internationally as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on our girls, to be fair. Probably pressure what people don't see. Obviously, they're all 13 of them are trying to get a World Cup shirt at the end of the year. So they're in focus, they're in everybody's focus, so they're there to be pulled down half the time. But I guess if you want to play for your country, you know, you've got to be the best. So.
Chris, start the Women's Super League today. Tough task facing you though.
Yeah, I mean, hey, everybody who watches women's rugby, they know St Helens have been dominating. I don't think they've had many losses in a long while, so yeah, it's definitely a tough task.
It is indeed. You've got players missing, we know that, some very good players as well, but their absence gives chances to other people, doesn't it?
It does, and you know, we've got to build going forward as well. You know, we've learned from those injuries and put some processes in place to develop our academy, and I'm really excited by some of the young players we've got coming through, and there's a couple more on debut today. I think we've got 2 18-year-olds and 2 17-year-olds in the lineup, so it certainly bodes well for the future for us.
And you've got a new signing from America, of course, as well.
We have, yeah. Taylor, she's just come over just this week. She contacted the club and just wanted to be the best rugby player she could be, and wanted to come to play for Wigan. So we've been lucky enough to make that happen. She's staying with a couple of the players and myself over the first couple of weeks, and then her husband and a young child's going to join her in a month's time when they finish work commitments. So it's a huge commitment from her, but you know, that's what we want to see in women's rugby, people from all over the world coming to play the great game.
It's a tough game. We know it's going to be tough for you today, but what are you expecting from your team this afternoon?
All I've said to our team this week is just concentrate on defence. We've done a lot of work on our D, and I just want us to be competing in every single aspect of the game. You know, really turning up, and every single incident within the game's a contest. So you know, I've set them the target of win as many of those contests as you can, and that'll stand us in good stead going through the game.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you, mate. Our thanks to the two coaches there. This week, the Sportsman launched the Women's Rugby League show, and the host, Christy McAllister, has been speaking to some of the stars of today's game.
Girls, absolutely great final. Have you recovered yet?
No, your voice hasn't.
I've not, I've lost my voice.
Oh. Is that from the game or from the celebrations afterwards?
Both. I think I was shouting in the game and the celebrations.
Yeah, I feel like I've been hit by a bus today. I don't know about you.
5 times.
All the adrenaline and alcohol is now worn off. And now all I can feel is pain.
So how does it feel to have won the first major honour of the season?
I think it takes the pressure off us a little bit. Like, obviously, we'd never won a trophy before last year. I swear no one wants us to win anything anymore, because we did the treble last year. Everyone's always supporting everybody else. But it was the first trophy we ever won last year, so I know we went and did the treble, which was amazing, and, you know, so proud of the girls for doing that. But it's not like we've won loads of trophies, it's just we won loads last year. So for us, I think probably everybody was backing Leeds, really, and probably wanted an underdog to win it. So for us, it took the pressure off a little bit that we've, you know, defended one of our trophies now, and we can fully focus on the Women's Super League and, you know, hopefully backing it up again. No one might want us to do the treble, but we're going to do everything we can out of it. It's going to be really tough. Everyone else has raised their game. Basically, we've got a big target on our back now. Last year, because we'd never won out before, everyone knew, I think, we had a good squad and we had a good chance of winning some silverware, but I think now we've done it, we're now the team to beat, so everyone's doing the very best to take the trophies off us now.
Wigan Warriors are one of the most famous names in rugby league, and this season the Warrior women are aiming high. I caught up with Georgia Wilson and captain Rachel Thompson.
Georgia, Rachel, great to see you. How excited are you for the upcoming season?
I'm really excited, and I think all the girls in the Super League are super excited to get started. You know, the Challenge Cup has been before the Super League started, so I think for the girls that didn't get through to the semi-finals and finals, you know, they've had a few weeks off and they're raring to go now. So
what are your club's biggest aims for this year, would you say?
I think for us it's just about improving each week. You know, we've got a lot of inexperienced players, and this will be a massive learning curve for them. Getting to play against these bigger teams, they'll definitely get a lot from it. So for us, it's just improving each week and making sure that we really build and learn a lot this season.
So who do you think will be the team to beat this year?
Well, obviously Saints have just won the final, so probably Saints. York are looking pretty good, and Leeds put up a good challenge as well. I think Huddersfield are doing really well, so all the top teams, it's going to be a big challenge every single week, yeah.
So you kick off with the derby against Saints. What do you think we can expect from this clash?
A lot of feistiness, you know. If the players that have played at Wigan for a long time, they understand what a big derby is all about. There's a few new girls in, so we've just got to like drill that in them this week at training, and what it means to be playing for Wigan in a big derby. But we're going to get on that pitch and play for the badge and, yeah, give it our all.
Show them what you're made of.
Yeah.
Let's show the world what we can do with a World Cup that makes a real impact, both on and off the pitch, through real impact stories. This is an England international shaking the earth on his own turf. It's one Welshman's greatness living on through our Surrey ball. It's striving for your place against all odds. It's living and breathing the game after life-changing events. It's team spirit as St Helens sent aid to Tonga. It's building a new roost for the Salford Roosters. It's kick-starting the fun with squads on the time. And it's having the ability to shout as we make a real impact in homes, in streets, in fields. And when we land this October, we'll be smashing the history books by hosting the biggest, best and most inclusive Rugby League World Cup ever. This is Rugby League in your community, your street, your heart. Leaving a positive impact, inclusive impact, a proper impact to packed stadiums all across the land. And when you hear the roar of the crowd, get ready to experience the full force of the Rugby League World Cup. This is real impact.
Yeah, the Rugby League World Cup ahead, and it's worth noting that some of the ladies we saw on those videos will be featuring in that World Cup as well. Let's have a look at the two teams today, then we'll start off with the champions St Helens, looking to defend their crown. They make 3 changes from the cup final win. Rotherham is at fullback. It's Partington, Hardcastle, Woozy and Burke in the back line. Zoe Harris partners Jodie Cunningham at halfback, with Rudge, Jones, Sandham, Travis, Williams and Crowell making up the pack. And on the bench, Hoyle, Hoyle, Rudge, Birchall and Mottershead. What about the Warriors then? Plenty of new names for them. 8 debutants making their Super League debut for the Warriors, including the American Taylor White, who starts on the bench. They go with the experienced Georgia Wilson at fullback, Hilton, House, Greenfield and Evans in the back line. It's Costello and Marsh at halfback, with Gregory, Dwyer, Helen, Coleman, Speakman and Duria in the Warriors forwards. And on the bench it's Hayes, White, Singleton and Lake. Plenty of injuries for Wigan. That gives chances to some of the youngsters involved here today. 8 debutants in their about to make their Super League bow. Faye Gaskins, St Helens and England star alongside me. It's a big day for those Wigan players, isn't it? But it's also a big day for Saints. They've got a crown to defend.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially for Saints in front of the home fans as well. A lot of these fans turned out on Friday night to clap us around the pitch with our Challenge Cup, so the pressure's on for the girls. Everyone wants that silverware at their club, but we're not ready to give that up. But to have a derby today, these Wigan youngsters coming in, 17, 18-year-old girls, it will be a tough day for them. It
will be tough. They are missing some big names, the likes of Rachel Thompson, Alison Burrows, Vicky Molyneux, to name but a few missing out of this Wigan side. But it gives opportunity, and we saw them in the Cup, some of these Wigan youngsters. There's certainly plenty of talent, isn't there, below that first team level, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's something Wigan done well with their academy. So they had an under-19s for quite a while, and a lot of these girls have come through, and with a lot of departures from Wigan this year, it will give the opportunities, and you've got to take them with 2 hands. I know you look at Ebony Partington, who comes on the wing for Saints today. She took an opportunity, unfortunately, from a Danielle Bush getting injured, and she took it with 2 hands and scored 2 tries in the Challenge Cup. So these youngsters have to take that opportunity.
Yeah, nice crowd building here. We are at the Totally Wicked Stadium. The pitch looking absolutely immaculate, which is fantastic considering the first team were here on Friday, the reserves were here yesterday, and now the ladies get to strut their stuff as well.
Yeah, we was talking about the pitch on Friday night. I was like, oh, I wonder how it'll hold up, but the groundsman was out this morning watering it and mowing it. But yeah, great facility here, and real honour for the women to play at the stadium.
Yeah, and it's worth just pointing out that you know some of these Wigan youngsters quite well, don't you, through your day job?
Yeah, so there's 2 girls from Wigan today, and then one of the Saints girls. I teach them in my day job, but it's quite a proud moment. They also feature in our college team, but to pull on a shirt in the WSL for the first time is special for them.
It is. Chris Ratcliffe there, the Wigan Warriors coach, just making his way back into the dressing rooms. The warm-ups are complete. We've got the full match here on the Sportsman to come. The champion St Helens taking on local rivals Wigan Warriors, and the opening round of the Betfred Women's Super League, and we are very much looking forward to it. We thank you for your company this afternoon. Looking at Wigan, it's all right talking about the players that aren't playing, but I want to talk about Georgia Wilson. Whenever I see Georgia play, fantastic rugby league player, got all the skills, got the pace, the strength. She's going to have a good game if Wigan are going to go well today.
Yeah, she was outstanding in the game against Featherstone, and I know they come on a loss from that, but she's really stepped it up this year, and just in time for a World Cup coming towards the back end of the year, and also the international fixtures in June. But she leads from the back, and that's what they need. And when Becca Greenfield come back into the squad, I didn't know if she'd go back into the full-back, but for me, you need Georgia all day, controlling the app from the back. But yeah, outstanding player, like you said, strong, fast, just brings everything for that Wigan pack, and they really need a player like her to keep stepping up.
Yeah, you mentioned Becky Greenfield, first game back after 8 months out, so it'll be interesting how she gets on. Lines up in the centre for Wigan. What about your teammates then? St Helens, obviously that big win in the Cup. I mean, what's it been like the 2 weeks after that Cup win?
Yeah, a lot of sore bodies, if I'm honest. It was our first real strong competitive game against Leeds. A lot of bash up, and a few girls missing out today with just picking up a few niggles. But the girls are ready. They love a derby. It's something what we talk about a lot at Saints. When you join the club, it's always you've got to beat Wigan. That's the only thing they want from this club. But yeah, the girls are looking good. Few people missing today, but Cunningham stepping in at 6. I'm sure she'll lead that pack.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of being such a versatile player, isn't it? That you know you can cover a number of positions, and that'll be crucial as the season goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know sometimes, unfortunately, you do pick up injuries, and with someone like Jodie, you know she's going to give 100% in any position. So we are really lucky to have a player like her in the squad.
Yeah, crowd building up, young and old. Great to see the youngsters here as well, enjoying their rugby league, and good to see a lot of the girls with their kits on, their Wigan or their St Helens kits as well. coming to support their heroes. Maybe further down the line we might be seeing them live on the Sportsman playing in the Women's Super League.
Yeah, that's everything we want as players. Obviously, it's not a paid profession. We do it out because we love the sport. But to see youngsters with the girls' names on the back of the shirts, that is pretty special. And to have 2 local sides here brought the girls down, and I'm assuming they'll walk out with the players. You want to inspire that next generation, and it's good to see more and more girls playing rugby league.
Yeah, we heard from the 2 coaches earlier on. Derek Hardman, the St Helens coach, what will he be saying to the team now, just underneath us in the dressing rooms?
Deck's such a relaxed person. I've never met anyone more relaxed than him, and he always says he's done his job, now it's up to the girls, and this is where the girls step up and they lead the changing room now just before we come out. So Jodie will talk, Emrudge will talk, and they'll get the team fired. He's done his job now. He's done the training sessions, the conditioning sessions, but it's up to the girls to step it up. And
we heard from Chris earlier on, the Wigan coach. He was talking about trying to win the small wins, you know, winning the battle, the contact, etc. And that's what they've got to do, isn't it? They've just got to try and win every contact they can and see where it takes them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the team with the least errors here will walk away with the win. If you look back at the Challenge Cup final, there was quite a lot of errors. Obviously, there's a lot to play for. You want that silverware, but it's the start of the WSL. It's a long, long season. You just got to minimise them errors, and that's what we're going to be hoping to do.
And there'll be some people maybe tuning in for the first time today on the Sportsman, taking a first look at the Betfred Women's Super League. From a Saints perspective, who should they be looking out for?
Oh, you've got an outstanding centre in Amy Hardcastle, but for me, it's Paige Travis this season. She's been on form as a back rower. She's just a hard-working player, and she'll be in your shot quite a lot. She wants hands on the ball, but that edge today, you've got Cunningham, Travis, Hardcastle and Partington. That's an edge of dreams, so that'll be an outstanding edge today.
Yeah, here come the 2 teams then. Wigan in their pink kit with the black shorts, the red and white of St Helens, the trademark colours, and the youngsters as well, the mascots out there as well. Good day for them. Great to see so many people here enjoying the start of the Women's Super League. We are going to have, as always, the 13 seconds of silence in respect to the Rugby Football League's Tackle It campaign. There is no room for racism or discrimination in any walk of life, and certainly not on the Rugby League field. So the 2 teams out in the middle then. We're almost set for action here. And we'll just fall silent as the Saints team take the knee. And a nice ripple of applause from the fans around us here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. And we're about to get underway. The start of a long campaign that will end in a grand final on this very ground at the end of September. Will the champions be there? There is our official in the middle, Elliot Burrow. Hopefully he'll have a fine game as well and add to the spectacle. Looking forward to it. Saints, can they go back to back? Well, we'll find out if they can pick up the first 2 points here, or will Wigan cause an almighty upset? They could think of no better way to start their season. We're about to get underway. Georgia Wilson with the ball on the kicking tee will kick towards the far side, and Cunningham backpedaling catches it on the full. And we're underway, the first contact of the season. And Wigan make the tackle over on the far side. We talk about it every week, don't we, Faye? The importance of making a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Saints will want to end up in the Wigan half here and a good kick at the end of the set, but vice versa, Wigan won't want Saints in their half, so this set for Wigan is instrumental for their game.
It's a little pop pass and the ball taken forward into contact. Almost up to the 40-metre line. Good strong carry there. And now they'll look to work it towards this near side. Saints making good meters early on here. Wigan will be wary of that as they look now to spread the ball, and they're going to go with a boot over the top from Harris. Wilson is across there. Ball bounces. Will gather it after a bit of a juggle on the 20. What do you make of that opening set?
Yeah, a great set for Wigan there. I think for Saints, sorry, if you look in the kick, just needed to be behind Georgia Wilson. She got her body in a great position there and collected it quite safely.
So now Saints will look to put the squeeze on the Warriors. Who have their first set here, bringing the ball out of their own end of the field, and a nice run from the dummy half position, but a good aggressive tackle there from Williams. Crowell in there. plenty of experience with Kral, who's been about for a few years now. As a ball up the middle, and those two working hard at marker, and it'll be little things like that that Derek Hardman will be looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. I know this week we focused quite a bit on contact. Contact was a bit scrappy in the Challenge Cup, so we was in the wrestling room quite heavily, the forwards this week, so they'll want to make that contact, they'll want to make that impact.
Wigan have just got caught on an edge here last one, so they'll go back. They need a good kick here. They're going to get the kick over the top. It's got a good distance on it, and this is allowed to bounce, and it's going to go into touch. Well, that was a good end to the set. A fantastic kick as well. And St Helens get the ball back inside their own 20, but what a kick this was.
Yeah, that's a great kick and a great distance. I've been watching Sinead in the warm-up, but yeah, Saints wouldn't have been happy with that. They'd have wanted to take that and probably return on the full, but we go here with 6 tackles and nice fresh set.
Yeah, well, it is who will play the ball on the 10, so you have to say Wigan will be pretty happy with that first set ball in hand. And now the Saints have got to clear their own end of the field as they look to get out of their 20. Kral comes forward again. Such a tough customer, isn't he? Uncompromising player.
Yeah, she is, an 80-minute middle, and she's just so direct. She'll take 3 or 4 balls in a set if you'd give her the ball, but yeah, she's really a tough physical player, and she's always looking for that work.
Yeah, good run from Alice Sandham as well, and over the 30-metre line. Jones in at dummy half will to get the ball away, keeping it quite close to the ruck here, and they're working forward. Good carry this time from Rudge, who's wrapped up and just rolled over. Will play the ball now. Jones gets it away. Here now is Cunningham. They're trying to get to that left edge. Nice line. And here they go through the middle. Support on the inside. The pass is made. Can they get the ball away? They might not need to. Great scrambling defence. Stops Page. And this is the last one. Saints have got numbers here if they move it along the back line. That's what they're going to do now. They've got the overlap. They need to get the pass away. They've got the winger on the outside, and they are going to score in the corner. Great finish in the end. It was Leah Burke scoring the cup final a couple of weeks ago, opens up the scoring, but that was all about the pass from Cunningham to Hardcastle, slicing through on that left edge, and Saints kept their cool. Saints lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, that was an outstanding team try there, but yeah, like we said, Jodie Cunningham getting her hands on the ball and Amy Hardcastle hitting that lead line. So Jodie takes it right to the line, tips onto Amy, and off she goes straight through. Selflessly, again, tips it back to Travis, and just too much for Travis there, just getting tackled, and then the ship passed right across. So we just go nice, simple hands from Kral to Harris, then hits Naomi Williams, then to Woozy, takes it, and just the right timing of the pass, and Burke nicely in the corner.
Yeah, it looked quite simple, didn't it? But actually Rachel Woozy there did the right thing. She actually initiated the defenders and left Burke really with a walking try.
Yeah, absolutely. If Woozy had made that pass early, it would have been easier for the defence to scramble and possibly tackle Leah into touch, but she just kept it that perfect timing and made it a lot easier for Leah there.
Yeah, here comes the kick then. Zoe Harris looking to add the extras. About 11 metres in from the sideline. But I'd get used to that combination if you're new to the Betfred Women's Super League. Cunningham and Hardcastle. What a link-up they promised to be, with the World Cup coming up as well. Exciting times ahead for all. So here then, Harris taking her time, perfectly entitled to do that. Will come forward now with the boot on the right foot, strikes it pretty nicely, and the flags go up and 4 becomes 6, and Helens, the champions, off to a great start with the opening try inside the opening 4 minutes. Really good work. The line break, though, key to everything.
Yeah, it is, and you're hitting Amy Hardcastle on a short lead line. There's not many teams who are going to stop her, just the pure power. But yeah, great scrambled defence from Wigan, but unfortunately the ball just shipping across to Woozy. Again, keeps it just in time, and Burke just strolls in the corner there.
And like all good wingers do, not content just to dive over, comes in and narrows the angle down a little bit.
Yeah, Zoe would have been really happy for that, but yeah, Leah's always looking to get closer to that sticks to make the 2 easier.
6 points to 0 then here on the Sportsman this afternoon. And that's a nice take from Harris on the restart. Will pop the ball up, and the collision 25 off the line. Wigan would have thought they were doing quite well up until that line break. But you can't switch off against this St Helens side. You will get punished wherever they are on the field. As Jones again at dummy half will pop the ball up, and the forwards are working hard. This time it's Sandham who carries, and that forward pack are really laying down a strong platform here.
Yeah, everyone at the minute in that forwards is fighting for a shirt. We've obviously got Shauna Hoyle on the bench, who's looking to debut today, but great to see Sandham with her first start in the WSL today this season.
Yeah, but an error there from Kral. Ball knocked out. That was a good contact, and you can see the frustration on Kral's face. Here it is again. That's just a good contact, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great contact. We always talk about respecting the ball, and a loose carry, I guess, is your fault, but Shani won't be happy with that. I'm sure she'll make up for it now in this set of 6.
Yeah, so people still coming into the ground here, the Totally Wicked Stadium. There's a ball from the scrum then. What can Wigan produce here? They'll get the ball over the halfway line, so a chance now to see what they've got in attack as Emma Dwyer jumps in at dummy half. Dwyer gets it away. It's moved on by Costello. And the ball, well, there's nowhere to go there. Look at that, 3 Saints defenders, and again, Naomi Williams involved, get through a mountain of work early on as Marsh now goes short. They're up to the 40 centre field. Wigan now looking just to try and create a positive end to this set as they'll move the ball centre field. Marsh gets it away. Here's Wilson. Wilson trying to get to an edge. Great tackle. And then a slam to the ground as well. Big defence from the Saints.
Yeah, Amy Hardcastle again there. You've seen a big shot last week from the Challenge Cup, but yeah, her defence is solid, and she mapped quite well there because it was a 3 versus 2 overlap, but great defensive lead there from Amy.
Yeah, we can have it there. Last one for them. They're going to go to the skies. Little crossfield kick will bounce. What's the bounce like? And in the end, you have to say Burke's done pretty well there. Got body behind it, and now will look to return it with interest. Well, that anything could have happened there. Leah Burke did really well to control that.
Yeah, it did. She done really well, but a good return from Leah, getting 20 metres there. But again, another great kick, a good end to the set for Wigan. They've just got to muscle up here in defence.
Yeah, they have indeed. As the all centre field, bit of a juggle again. Saints have come up with another error. So Wigan, credit to them. They're getting off the line quick here, and they're causing the defending champions some problems early on.
Yeah, the pressure from Wigan has been really good from the off. Like you said before, it was just that break from Amy Hardcastle, but the defence is tough from Wigan, and they're getting numbers in, and they're up in the face of St Helens. But yeah, another error from Saints. They won't be happy with that.
No, they won't. Whose it was, so just had a bit of a juggle with it, and then when the contact comes in here, it's fair play to Wigan, though. They're getting up and off the defensive line. What can they do with ball in hand? That wasn't the greatest pass, but they start again inside the Saints 40. And now they move it along, and here they go. And again, Williams is in with a tackle. 35 out. They're wanting a quick play of the ball here. Emma Dwyer's clapping her hands, but Saints controlling the ruck speed, and now an error, and that will be frustrating because that almost thinking what she was doing before she had the ball in her hands.
Yeah, a really frustrating error for Wigan there. Just a messy play of the ball. It's all it was. Wigan just need to stay composed. They're in Saints' half here. They've got 6 tackles, but as you can see, they're just a messy play of the ball.
Yeah, an unforced error. Saints lead here at the Totally Wicked Stadium, and now they have the ball from the scrum, and here is Hardcastle. Gets the ball away despite the tackle of Greenfield. And now Saints right over on that touchline, and you see it's not only the skill of Amy Hardcastle, but she's strong as well, isn't she?
She's so powerful. The last thing you want is to be on the end of the handoff from Amy Hardcastle, but yeah, you've got to get 2 or 3 players in around her. You've got to hit legs with Amy, or she will just power over the top of you.
Johnny Kral comes forward, another good hit, but look at that, good offload, just went behind Jones, will regather it. Referee happy that went backwards. But Wigan, you have to say credit to them here. They're staying tight defensively. And they're staying in the battle early on, as now they'll look to try and put the kick in. Saints Harris has rather sliced it. It's taken nicely by Kerry Evans, making her debut for Wigan here in the Super League. And that was a nice catch. And whilst they got to the kick there, Saints, it wasn't the best one.
No, it wasn't the best at all. Like you said, it was a bit of a slice from Zoe. But Saints just need to stay composed now. I think you're putting a bit too much pressure on ourselves. We just need to play them simple sets out.
And Evans did well there, getting up and getting that foot off the ground, which obviously means she's got time to collect the ball. Here come Wigan again, centre of the field. Taken forward. Speakman underneath the tackle. And now the ball working its way to Helen. Helen drives it forward. Last one for the Warriors then. And Dwyer is in at dummy half.
Just hold 5, go.
And we'll play the ball. They'll go back here to Daria, who's going to go high. This is going to be a tester. Can the chasers get there? No, they can't. And Burke again showing a quality under that high ball and returns it up to the 30-metre line. It wasn't a bad kick, but it was just a little bit too deep for the chasers.
Yeah, it was, and they did have a chase there, but half the line had gone up and half of it hadn't. But as you can see there, Amy Icastle with another tough handoff, leaving a Wigan player on the floor. And this is where Saints will get a roll on now, and it'll be hard for Wigan to stop them.
Big collision on the halfway line. Sense every time Hardcastle gets the ball, the crowd comes alive here. They're expecting things to happen, and they generally do, as now the ball goes forward again. They're on the Wigan 40-metre line. Just that solitary try for Leah Burke here in the opening 12 minutes. One of the Saints got here as Crowell gets it out wide. Here's Woozy, draws the cover, gets it out wide. Here goes Burke again. Lovely cover tackle. Really good work there. Coleman it was with a tackle. Last one. Saints on the touchline. Here now the kick across field from Harris. The chasers are coming. The ball bounces away. Wigan need to dive on this. They do eventually. The referee, I think, has said it's being knocked on. And Wigan will survive on this occasion. That was a better kick, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a better set for Saints there again. Woozy keeping hold of the ball just a little bit and then tipping it onto Burke, and just a great cover tackle. But the referee's given a knock on here, and I think it's a Saints.
It is a Saints put in. Yeah, let's see if we can determine here. It's allowed to bounce. Nobody touched it there. I think it was this. Tight decision, but the referee has given it, so it's a scrum, and this is a huge chance now for Saints to get another score on the board. They're 10 metres away, split 3 either side of the scrum. Loose forward's going to peel off the back of the scrum. They've got to in each other's way there, and Rotherham, the fullback, didn't really have anywhere to go, and a planned move. It didn't quite go to plan.
No, it didn't. I'm not sure if Jodie did know the plan there, but yeah, often a flash play, and it leaves a player like Amy Icastle with an overlap on the edge, but unfortunately didn't come off the Saints there.
Great tackle there, but they're going to move it wide, and the pass goes awry. But I think the referee has got Wigan for offside here. They didn't retreat. They stopped Hardcastle. That was the first thing, but Saints almost got over in the corner, but they get another set here. You see here the pass just over the sideline, but they're coming again, St Helens. These are key moments for Wigan. 5 off the try line. Saints come centre field. Here now is Harris. Drops the ball. Big gap. And a try for Shani Crowell underneath the post. Didn't need a second invitation there. The Wigan defence just switched off. And Crowell punishes them. Saints lead by 10 points to 0.
Just a bit too much pressure for Wigan to handle, though, with St Helens. Again, a penalty given by Becky Greenfield, in my opinion, the right penalty, just to avoid that try happening. But Zoe Harris, with her hands on the ball, looks for the first drop-off, second drop-off. The gap was massive, and Shani Crowell walks in under the post.
Yeah, she's difficult to stop at the best of times, but from 10 yards out with no one in front of her, it's a foregone conclusion. Maybe needs to work on the dive, though. What did you make of that?
I was just thinking in my head, gosh, she really does need to work on that dive. I'm not sure what she was planning there, but yeah, great try from Shani there, and another Zoe involved once again, double drop-off and a walking under the sticks. Yeah,
and a straightforward kick it should be here for Zoe Harris. 1 from 1 on the day. Shani Crowell with a try. And Wigan, they'll be disappointed, I think, because by and large, opening 15 minutes, they've defended really well, but it's just one missed tackle that allows Hardcastle to go through for the first try, and then just got caught, maybe switched off underneath their own post.
Yeah, for me, Wigan should keep their head up here. It's been 15 minutes and 10, possibly 12 points on the board, but they have defended really well. I think just the middles didn't read that very well, and the gap was just far too big, which led a walk in from Shani. But yeah, Wigan have been in the face. They've caused Saints to have a few errors, so they should keep going here and keep the momentum up.
Yeah, Harris makes no mistake. Powers the kick straight through the middle. And it is St Helens 12, Wigan 0. Here's a try again. Harris at the heart of everything. And they just got caught, didn't they? Maybe ball watching there, the Wigan defenders.
Yeah, I just think that both middle defenders hadn't communicated at all to each other, so they were expecting the big ship play, which a lot of teams do expect us just to go straight to the winger, but unfortunately this time it was Shani coming on the inside and Wigan couldn't defend that.
And that's the problem when you're playing St Helens. The threats are all over, aren't there? There's not just one that you've got to stop. There's 13 of them you've got to stop.
Yeah, I always think as a coach, when you look and do a preview of another team, who do you talk about stopping when you look at St Helens? But it's great for us to have threats all over the pitch.
Yeah, it is. And here they come now. Hardcastle's going to go straight through the line. And now it's all about the pace. Driving forward. In fact, it wasn't Hardcastle, was it? My apologies. Yeah, it's Hoyle who's on off the bench. Not a bad way to introduce yourself to the Saints crowd.
Absolutely not, and a debut for her. It's great to have her at our club, and Shauna will be made up with that start. But yeah, what a break.
Yeah, Shauna Hoyle. Got plenty of Super League experience as well, and another welcome addition here as Cunningham gets it away. Over on the far side, tackle made over the halfway line already, so Saints on a roll here. As now they get it, Cunningham gets it away. Hoyle plays at the line. And it's not only the big runs up the middle, it's the soft hands as well. Already looking a very positive signing as Harris gets it away. Here's Rotherham into the line from full-back. They deal with that well, though. Costello makes the tackle. Last one, then. So what have Saints got here? Harris calling for the ball. He's going to kick over the top. What's the bounce like? It bounces up kindly for the fullback, and Wilson will bring it back, but Burke is all over it. Great end of the set. That's a really good set from St Helens on the back of points.
Yeah, a really positive set, and that come from the Shauna Hoyle break, which took you 50 metres. But yeah, great kick to finish the set. But as you can watch, just Georgia Wilson is just reading the plays perfectly. She's caught every kick. But yeah, we've just got to avoid Georgia, I think, when it comes to the kick. But a really positive set for Saints.
Yeah. That's the problem with good fullbacks. They generally tend to be in the right place at the right time, don't they? And Georgia Wilson certainly fits that bill. She might just get treatment for Wigan in back play. That will be a concern as Wigan scoop their way forward. The door closed firmly 25 metres off the Wigan line. And they'll play the ball here now. They come just a one-up play. Good run. Strong tackle across the chest there. Dwyer will look to get the ball away, and thought about the kick with Marsh. Marsh gets the pass away. It was actually well taken in, but look at that defence. Carl again finishing off the tackle. And they're looking now. And here they move it here with Marsh. Nice little run. Gets Wigan up to the 40. They want a quick play of the ball here, but Saints are doing well just to control the speed of the ruck at the moment. Ball carried forward here by Speakman. Last one, just short of the halfway line. This hasn't been a bad set from Wigan. They've had decent meters. Now they need a good kick on the end of it. And Doria's going to put boot to ball. Bounces up, and there again. Here's Burke, and Burke instantly sets off in field, looking for a gap in the defence, but a decent enough chase. And I think Wigan, having got the ball on their own line there, will be quite happy they've got it inside Saints territory.
Yeah, absolutely, and a positive end to their set with another great kick. But yeah, Wigan are doing the right things. They're putting the pressure on Saints, and that set is a massive win for Wigan there.
It is, but here come St Helens again, looking to bump off would-be defenders. Another offload. Hoyle on the end of it, trying to wrestle free. Great defence. Good work from Wigan.
Stand up. Free.
Lead at 12 at the moment as Jones spots markers not square and then gets a nice pass away to Harris. Harris, though, is instantly tackled. Inside the 40, though, Saints again looking for more points. They're going to come down the short side here. Jones gets it away. Here's a running chance now for Williams. Slicing through. Goes past one, goes past two. Fullback comes in and makes a tackle. Wigan are short of numbers. Far side. If Saints go left here, surely they score. Cunningham sees the space. One more pass should do it, and Hardcastle will slide in. St Helens over again. Wigan scrambling in centre field, but caught out wide, and Hardcastle has Saints' third try. They lead by 16 points to 0.
Yeah, another great team try for St Helens. Unfortunate for Wigan there, they tried to scramble hard, but Naomi Williams with a great step. I think she stepped through 3 players before she was tackled, and then unfortunately the Wigan defence just hadn't got back and set and reset, and then it was just a nice tip-on play from Jones to Cunningham. Nice to Paige Travis. She takes it right to the line, and a tip on to Amy Hardcastle. She'll be happy with that one.
Yeah. Oh, another walk in, but again, Saints seeing where the space was, and it looks easy enough, and in many respects it is easy, but you've still got to do it right, haven't you?
Yeah, it is easy, and sometimes these are the situations what people mess up. The pass goes to ground, or you knock it on when you can see that white line. That's what everyone wants to get over, but they're just crisp passing and nice and simple for Amy to walk in the corner. Yeah,
some talent, Amy Hardcastle. Real good player, and we look forward to seeing her in the World Cup as well with England at the end of the season. Really interesting, the World Cup and the squad when it eventually will get announced. That's what makes, I always think, the season when there is a World Cup phase so interesting, because anything can happen. We know players get injured, etc., but there's always a chance. It's almost like they're auditioning all year round, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But not only are you auditioning, the rest of the WSL is, because you don't know if you're going to get a player who comes through and you think, oh, actually, I like the look of her. Like Helen, for me, from Wigan, she's just a strong athlete. And I think if she got her hands on the ball more for Wigan and she had people who would put her through gaps, she would cause just as much problem as Paige Travis. So there is players in the WSL who are coming through who aren't just yet into that EPU system. And hopefully, as the year goes on, they do get introduced into that EPU system, or maybe the following year. But yeah, the girls leading up to a World Cup, you're wanting them to stay injury-free. It's a really big season for them.
So the kick there missed. Let's have a look then. Amy Hardcastle with a try. But look at this early break from earlier on. And this is, well, this is Shauna Hoyle, isn't it, with a big run up the middle. What a way to have your first touch, your first carry for St Helens. That was some run, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's outstanding, Shauna, and getting her from Huddersfield, and when she signed and approached Saints, it was a great day for us. And not only her coming, it steps up the rest of the girls, those girls who want that middle shirt. You've got 4 middles on the bench today, and every single one of them is desperate to have that starting shirt. But with breaks like that, and you can't take these shirts off people when they're performing that well.
No. No goal from Harris last time. 16 points to 0. Here for St Helens, but Wigan, well, we heard from Chris Ratcliffe earlier. He challenged his players to win the collisions. I think defence, by and large, in the middle of the field has been pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, the defence from Wigan it has been strong. You're getting 2 or 3 players, and you're stopping them big name players from St Helens. Unfortunately, it's just after a break the team's struggling then to reset. So as you see, Naomi Williams done a little half break, and then the team struggled to reset, which cost the Amy Hardcastle try.
Here again, though, comes Williams again, trying to slice through. Good, strong back row forward tackle, 30 away. Last one, Jones goes short side to Harris. Harris runs forward, then puts up a high kick. Wilson underneath it, gets there, steps past one. Now there's a bit of threat for Wigan coming forward and tackled inside the 20, and that is why Saints cannot let Georgia Wilson get running, because if she gets free, she's going to go, isn't she?
Yes, safe as houses. Just an outstanding all-round player for Wigan, but yeah, great take under pressure there, just a left foot step and straight round, but you can't leave any stone unturned against Georgia Wilson. But that Saints team needs to be up as a squad and not 1 or 2 players, because that's when she's going to find them gaps.
It was a good run from Rachel House, clearing the Wigan line as the ball now turned back inside and brought forward up to the 40. Wigan have not had too much attacking ball. They've had to do a lot of defending early on here, as they knew they would have to. What can they do now as they get it away? So good to see Becky Greenfield back after 8 months out. Wrapped up just shy of the halfway line. Get the ball away, and again they're looking for a high kick. They come across to Burke again. Burke comes forward, catches it on the full, and Burke now races forward and up to the 40. I don't know if I was Wigan, I'd be kicking to Leah Burke. I think I'd be looking for someone else to kick at the moment.
I know she's been safe as houses under each of them balls, but again, like Georgia Wilson, you can't leave a gap for Leah Burke, because she will find that gap. But yeah, a great player, had a great start to the season in the Challenge Cup this year. Yeah,
plenty of changes being made now by both sets of players. As we get footage there down on the touchline, and now here's Cunningham, and they've got the line again. It's a lovely line break, racing away here, looking to finish off this one is Paige, and Paige outstrips the fullback and will come round to score at the side of the post again. Well, you mentioned that left edge at the start of play, Faye, and we see it again to full extent there. It's another Saints try.
Yeah, the left edge is dangerous. That combination between Cunningham, Travis, Hardcastle and Partington there, but whenever Jodie gets a hand on the ball, she just attracts so many players, and like we spoke before, the Wigan pack is defending really well in the middle, but it's just them edge plays. So as you can see here, it goes from Harris to Cunningham. She has that drop-off play, but just that lead line. She sucks in Carrish Marsh, and off Paige Travis goes. She has one to beat, and that handoff just around the back of Georgia Wilson.
Yeah, Paige Travis with a try. It's so hard, isn't it, for this Wigan side at the moment, but that was another great, it's just the line, isn't it, of the run, and look at the pace for a back row forward. You mentioned her as a player to watch in the Super League this season, Paige Travis, and that was a wonderful, wonderful try. Yeah, in that try there, I just think, as Wigan, you've got to trust your inside person, so Carrish Marsh there has to trust her inside. Will take Jodie Cunningham. As soon as Carrish bites on Jodie, that leaves that massive gap then, because you, as a halfback, you're playing third in, so between the half and the centre, the gap is just so big that Paige can just walk through that. But a great finish, not pretty much under the six, just to the left hand side, but another player who needs to work on a diving, because that was also awful. Zoe Harris looking to make it 3 from 4. This one just to the left of the post. Same routine, whether it's in front of the post or on the touchline, like all the good kickers. Takes her time. Having a wow of a game here at the start of the Super League, and sends that kick through. And it all of a sudden becomes St Helens 22 points to 0 over the Wigan Warriors. 12 to go in this first half. And you just feel the longer this game goes on, the more runs like this we're going to see. And Cunningham again drawing the defender, and there's Travis racing away. It's great to see Paige looking each side to see if there's a player in support to make that tip on pass. I think that's a part of her game she's worked really hard on, making that pass to create the try, but they're backing herself, head down, and a great finish under the six. Yeah, Harris with the extras.
Time's off anyway. Time's off, yeah.
And Wigan will get us
yeah, right. Time's off.
Back underway. Running repairs for Georgia Wilson, who's maybe damaged a hand there in trying to stop Paige Travis. I mean, they're missing so many key players. They cannot afford for the likes of Georgia Wilson to go off, can they, today? No, absolutely not. And Georgia Wilson has been on fine form this season at the start of the Challenge Cup, and she'll be hoping for that shirt in the International in June. So to see her and Leah Burke battling it out, they'll be wanting that winger shirt in that June series. So yeah, to see Georgia going off would be a great time for Wigan. You know, here's Harris from the restart, pops up the ball, and here comes St Helens again. Wigan fighting in the tackle. Good work there from Coleman. They'll play it 30 off their own line here, St Helens, and they look in the mood for more points. They're just starting to find their attacking prowess as Hoyle drives up the middle towards the 40-metre line. Carl brings it again and forward up towards the halfway, and they are the forwards now of St Helens. They're starting to make big inroads, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Wigan's middles are looking a bit tired now, but again, the contact is pretty good. There's just too many gaps in the lines, and the Saints forwards are trying to get the nose through each time, and that's something we work on, winning that floor and winning that ruck. But equally, Wigan just need to get more bodies in and try and slow it down as long as we can. Yeah.
Lost it.
Well, there's a knock on there from Krauss, not happy. Furious, in fact, as not happy with that decision at all from the official. So Wigan get a little bit of respite here, and they'll be relying on errors from St Helens, because if St Helens continue how they've started, this could be a long old afternoon. But here we see Gregory onto the ground. Well, there was a hand on the ball, but I would say Crowd's got to look after that.
Yeah, you've got to respect that ball and keep it in tight. But yeah, there was a hand on the ball as she got up. So that's why I'm not an official. I would never have given that. But yeah, we're going to have to just play the set out simple here and earn the right to play. They've got to earn that right and land in the Saints half. So I'm sure that's what their goal will be from this set.
As well said, it's a lovely warm afternoon for us watching on here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. I guess it's quite tough for the players down at pitch side here. It's quite warm this afternoon. Pitch looking immaculate, and now a penalty. So St Helens just a little bit of discipline there, a little bit too quick off their own defensive line. And well, Wigan now probably their first chance for around about 20-25 minutes to really try and attack the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Going for touch here is it's a tough kick, but Wigan just need to play that set out simple.
Well, they've not found touch, and that is a cardinal sin, isn't it? Woozy was back, catches it on the fall. You mentioned it, you know, from the centre of the field. It's a big old field here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Maybe better they're just taking the tap.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's many players who would have gone for that kick there from the middle of the field. But you've got to back yourself as a kicker, and you've got to go for that. But unfortunately, not what Wigan wanted, and now Saints in attacking shape.
Oh, big tackle there. Greenfield on Burke. Big shot, middle of the field. Kral brings it forward again. Another good carry up and over the 40-metre line. But Wigan still showing there's a bit of bite about their defence. But Cunningham now turns the ball back underneath, and here goes Hardcastle now, racing away, got to the fullback. Will she need the support? Is it going to be another special? It is. Hardcastle bursts through the Wigan defence and has the pace and power to score. And St Helens have another try, a second on the day for Amy Hardcastle. But that was Hardcastle at her brilliant best.
Absolutely, she is a phenomenal athlete, and it's so good to watch her. And I'm not surprised there's loads of young girls here today with Hardcastle on the back of the shirt, singing a song. She is just an outstanding athlete. But again, Jodie Cunningham with her hands on the ball, takes the ball to the line. You can see Wigan try and map it, just that inside pass, and the gap is huge for Amy to go through. Left hand again, and she's going under the 6 there. Just outstanding.
St Helens have had some pretty outstanding centres in the club's history, but Hardcastle is elite level, isn't she?
Oh, she's a different level. Amy Hardcastle's in a complete league of her own. To be named in the World 13, the team of the decade, I don't think there's another athlete in our game as good as her, in my opinion, to be named in them 2 squads. And she's someone who you know is bob on for a World Cup shirt. She's just a consistent athlete week in, week out. Leeds done a great job on her last week. They defended her really, really well, but she runs right in against most teams. But yeah, just an all-round great athlete and a really good person to be around. She drives a lot of the ethos at Saints. She's always got the younger girls helping them out in the gym, and just her energy, and she's just someone really good to have around, not only club but a country's team as well.
It is Zoe Harris, 3 from 4. This right in front of the post, and should add another 2 to an ever-growing St Helens tally here with 7 to go to the break at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Live on the Sportsman, we thank you for your company this afternoon. St Helens already the Challenge Cup winners, looking to make it a Cup and Super League double. And the kick is good, another confident strike. 28 points to 0, then St Helens lead here. And a moment of brilliance for the crowd here. And it is the pass, the line, and then it's all about the speed and the power of Amy Hardcastle.
Yeah, I've played a few times against Amy in the Lancashire-Yorkshire game, and you see her running at you, and you do think in your head, how do you physically stop her? And for me, it was always about being a speed bump. Just put your body in there and hope one of your teammates is behind you to get on top. But yeah, just an outstanding try from Amy Hardcastle. But again, Jodie Cunningham with a hand on the ball, creating that opportunity.
And you mentioned that fend a couple of times. It's brutal, isn't it? It is brutal.
Yeah, especially when she gets you right on the head. You're not going to stop it. Just the pure power of her, you're not going to stop.
Yeah, good run there from Birchall on off the bench. Plays the ball just outside the 30. Just head on at dummy half, gets the ball away. Oh, nice offload, but they couldn't take it in. And an error from St Helens, and Wigan now will get the ball inside the 40. Well, last time they were here, they went for that kick for touch, and ultimately that was what that missed kick led to that St Helens try. What did you make of that offload? Was it a good offload, or?
Yeah, for Naomi, it was on there. It was a great offload for Naomi. I think Katie had just started running before she collected the ball, so quite a frustrating error for Saints. But this is Wigan's time now to play it simple, play the set out, and hopefully put some points on the board for them.
Ball here with Marsh. Here's Wilson trying to find some ring room. Hardcastle goes to close down the danger, and another big collision following follows as Wigan have it 40 away. Here they go now with a run up the middle. That's a better run from the Wigan forwards. Again, 3, 4 Saints defenders in. And now they'll play it, and here they go again. This time it's Helen who drives it forward. Wrapped up. Singleton. Dummy half got the head bandaged as well. Hopefully nothing too serious as the ball works its way to Marsh. That's a better pass to Wilson. Wilson now moves it to Greenfield. Greenfield gets it out wide on that far side. The Saints defence got across nicely, but that was a little bit better from Wigan.
Yeah, it was. Wigan, they just seem to be going very lateral. They've got to go forward. You need that one player who's going to go forward. But yeah, they're not doing anything wrong. They're playing it out.
Yeah, sorry, that was a better pass round the body. Did they take it in? They did just about. They had numbers there, but I think the knock-on is going to be given in the end. And you could see they were thinking about the ball over the top, weren't they? And they couldn't quite get their angles right there, Wigan. And in the end, they come up with the error.
Yeah, it was a good pass. It's just unfortunate they're not going to take this, and just that error there towards the end. I'm not really sure what happened there, but Wigan just have to stay composed. They need them 2 half-backs, Costello and Marsh, to really step up and control the side, and hopefully that will make their attacking sets a lot easier.
There's a little bit of rugby union in that, wasn't there? When that ball went on the ground, it was almost laid back, wasn't it? Recycling possession, and yeah, maybe a bit of confusion there. But Wigan, I think the probably one disappointment they will have is the limited chances that they've had. They've not really got to the end of the set, have they, and put too many good kicks up.
Yeah, I think it has been very limited, the chances, but before, like you said, the kick to touch what they went for was unsuccessful, and then it leads to a Saints try, so you're on the back foot again. But the time they have in the Saints half, they just need to make sure they're utilising that correct, whether that's 3 middles drive and 1 edge play. They just need to be a bit more composed in their attacking shape.
Just head with a scoop from dummy half. 35 out from their own line, St Helens, and well, you'd have to say this is where they look the most dangerous as Rotherham jumps out of dummy half, the full back into the line, up now towards the halfway, and here now is Harris, who's going to kick over the top. It's in behind the winger. The fullback won't get there on the full, but will get it at first bounce, and now Georgia Wilson will turn around and looks up, and well, they say a kick's only as good as its chase, and that chase was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, and Georgia Wilson again making a kicker's life a nightmare, just being in the perfect place, but returning it, and you see that wall of red with red and white, you're not going to run through that.
Wigan here, Greenfield scooting away from dummy half. Oh, big shot went in there. That was Hoyle. Big collisions all over the place here in the Betfred Women's Super League, live on the Sportsman this afternoon. Good defence again. Great work from Cunningham. The fans love that. Big roar of approval from the healthy crowd here this afternoon. Ball turned back underneath by Wigan, who bring it forward. Tackle made just short of the halfway line. Last one. Singleton in at dummy half will get it away, and Wilson's got time. Will look to kick in behind over on the far side. It's a good little kick as well. It's going to send Saints all the way back to their own line. Here's Partington. Looks to bring it forward, looking for space. Gets up to the 20. Good kick return. First kick she's really had to deal with.
Yeah, but a great kick there from Georgia Wilson, splitting the winger and the fullback, but a good return for Ebony there. I think it's the first time she's had her hands on the ball, but yeah, just a really good kick from Wigan to end that set.
Yeah. The ball now comes forward. I mean, it's worth mentioning that Ebony Partington, 2 tries in the cup final. I guess playing outside Amy Hardcastle is a double-edged sword, because she's very unselfish. We have to say that. Yeah. Very unselfish. As the tries in the cup final showed. Some days she's going to put them on a plate for you, and some days she's going to score them all herself, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing I'll always say about Amy. She always looks for that pass and that tip on. And
great break here. Lovely sidestep from Harris. Harris gets it away to Rotherham. Good scrambling defence. Wilson it was with a tackle, but this is when Saints have been at their best. If they move it to that left-hand side again. Cunningham trying to get to the edge. Got runners outside in short pass. Greenfield, good tackle, had to be as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A great break there from Zoe Harris, but again, Georgia Wilson with that cover tackle there. But then a ship for St Helens, and just maybe too much, but here, as you can see, Shani Crowell with an offload and Pip Birchall making a small break there.
Yeah, good work as well, as the whistle has gone here at the Totally Wicked Stadium in the Betfred Women's Super League. And it is the champions, St Helens, who leads and lead quite comfortably at the break. Let's have a look back then at all the first half action here with Faye Gaskin as the players troop off for half-time. Pretty comprehensive first half display from St Helens then. Let's go through the tries then with Faye Gaskin.
So here we go, you've got Chantel Crowell with her hands on the ball, tips to Harris. Williams takes it in, but here it's Rachel Woozy, keeps hold of the ball, just that perfect timing, and a nice tip onto Burke, who finishes it nicely in the corner for the first try.
Yeah, it was all about the calmness, wasn't it, of the passing here through the hands. Harris again involved in the second try.
There you've got Zoe Harris, just a nice double drop off, but that gap for Chantel Crowell was massive in the middle. She walks in right under the sticks.
And here again, Harris constantly challenging the defence, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's such a threat. You never know whether she's going to pass, kick or make that pass. But the Tara onto Naomi Williams. She makes a small break, 3 right footsteps nicely there. Good scramble defence from Wigan, but then it comes on the back of this try, and it's a nice tip on from Jones. We go straight through the hands of Cunningham. Travis with her hands on the ball, unselfishly tips it onto Hardcastle right in the corner.
Yeah, simple but effective from St Helens. At that point, they led by 16 points to 0. And then another bit of brilliance from St Helens.
Again here, Jodie Cunningham, hands on the ball. Marsh bites a bit too quick, which leaves that massive gap for Paige Travis. She backs herself, head down, round the outside of Georgia Wilson, and a nice try under the sticks there for Paige Travis.
Yeah, that was the 4th score. And then the one that got everyone off their seats. And again, it's this woman, Amy Hardcastle.
Yeah, outstanding. Again, Jodie Cunningham, she's gone unnoticed quite a bit in this half, but her hands are just constantly on that ball. A nice drop-off play to Amy Hardcastle, and it opens, it just parts like the sea. 2 left-hand handoffs, and she just nicely under the sticks there.
Yeah, the fans here going for their refreshments at half-time, and I think the home fans certainly have enjoyed that first half performance. 5 tries and a lead here of 28 points to 0. Right, it's a busy year. It's the start of the Women's Super League here, of course, on the Sportsman, but it's a busy old year ahead, including the Rugby League World Cup.
Both on and off the pitch, through real impact stories. This is an England international shaking the earth on his own turf. It's one Welshman's greatness living on through our Surrey ball. It's striving for your place against all odds. It's living and breathing the game after life-changing events. It's team spirit as St Helens sent aid to Tonga. It's building a new roost for the Salford Roosters. It's kick-starting the fun with squads on the time. And it's having the ability to shout as we make a real impact in homes, in streets, in fields. And when we land this October, we'll be smashing the history books by hosting the biggest, best and most inclusive Rugby League World Cup ever. This is Rugby League in your community, your street, your heart. Leaving a positive impact, inclusive impact, a proper impact to packed stadiums all across the land. And when you hear the roar of the crowd, get ready to experience the full force of the Rugby League World Cup. This is real impact.
St Helens are the Women's Super League champions. The most amazing day for the league's rival. Warrington dominating. Great try for the Robins. Huddersfield Giants take the points home. It's missing. It's a poor lad. That is one sensational try. 3 in a
name's Christy McAllister and welcome to the first episode of the Women's Rugby League Show, a new series where we cover this amazing sport and the inspirational women who play it. We're here today at St Helens for the media launch ahead of the new season of the Women's Super League, where they're going to be in with a chance of winning this, Betfred's new Super League trophy.
Let's show the world what we can do with a World Cup that makes a real impact, both on and off the pitch, through real impact stories. This is an England international shaking the earth on his own turf. It's one Welshman's greatness living on through our Surrey ball. It's striving for your place against all odds. It's living and breathing the game after life-changing events. It's team spirit as St Helens send aid to Tonga. It's building a new roost for the Salford Roosters. It's kick-starting the fun with squads on the time. And it's having the ability to shine as we make a real impact in homes, in streets, in fields. And when we land this October, we'll be smashing the history books by hosting the biggest, best and most inclusive Rugby League World Cup ever. This is Rugby League in your community, your street, your heart. Leaving a positive impact, inclusive impact, a proper impact to packed stadiums all across the land. And when you hear the roar of the crowd, get ready to experience the full force of the Rugby League World Cup. This is real impact.
Yeah, big year ahead then in the world of rugby league with the World Cup to look forward to, the men's, the women's and the wheelchair all to come. And before that, the small matter of the Super League season as well, the men's and the women's games to come. We welcome you along here on the Sportsman this afternoon. Thank you for your company. There's what's happened in the first half. 5 tries for St Helens. Hardcastle with a double. And Harris 4 from 5 mean that at the break, Saints lead 28 points to 0. Faye Gaskin, the St Helens and England player alongside me. Faye, they'll be happy enough, St Helens, but there'll be things that they can still improve, and that's pretty ominous for Wigan, isn't it?
Yeah, I think for the Saints side, there's always stuff we can improve on, and there's been a number of errors today, and they won't be happy with that. We pride ourselves on limiting errors and our defence, but yeah, Saints will be happy, 28-0. You can't be disappointed in that. But Wigan, they've just got to stay composed when they get into that attacking half of Saints. Someone has to step up for them and take a lead on moving around the pitch, and they've just lacked that for now. The defence hasn't been bad in parts. They've been quite physical in the middle, but them edges are just struggling to defend. Yeah,
here are the tries from that first half again, and they came hunting, didn't they, in defence, Wigan, and they got done on the outside. And Burke, I think, well, probably going to be the first of many this season. Yeah, Leah's outstanding, but yeah, she gets a hand and she finishes quite nicely. But here you can see Zoe Harris, a double drop off, and Chantel Crowell walks through the middle of the pack, and Wigan will be disappointed in that because the defence to that point hadn't been bad. Yeah, and Harris again, who has been outstanding, tackled this time, but 3 in the middle defensively, and then this was all about the run, wasn't it, from the back rower? Yeah, Naomi Williams, 3 right-footed steps there, but a good scramble defence from Wigan. They did scramble, but unfortunately just didn't get out to set, and then Cunningham gets her hands on the ball. A nice tip onto Paige Travis. She holds it just a little while, and a tip to Amy Hardcastle for her first one of the day. Yeah. Good work again, and that's where Wigan have been undone. They've been busted twice up the middle by Hardcastle, but it's when they've been forced to scramble, they haven't quite got back. And Cunningham here, and this was a great run from Paige Travis, and the pace as well from the back rower, great to see. Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to stop Paige, and she backs herself, she puts her head down, and she just has that second burst of speed, but just on the outside of Georgia Wilson to finish it nicely. Yeah, and there was the moment that Hardcastle threw. Just the sheer look of determination on the face, the handoff, the pace and the power. Yeah, and again, Jodie Cunningham with her hands on the ball and just an inside pass to Amy, but at full foot front, you're not going to stop her. So teams back out then for the second half here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. And St Helens getting us back underway with the right boot of Zoe Harris, has been instrumental in that first half. And away we go then. St Helens comfortably in the lead here. What will the second half bring live on the Sportsman? Well, we're about to find out, and that's a good way to start it from Wigan. Good carry to get them underway second half. Yeah, a great carry and making 20 metres there from the carry. Wigan need to come out here in this second half with a point to prove and get the ball into the St Helens half. But again, Saints equally, they'll want to limit that. They'll have 2 or 3 players in each tackle to restrict Wigan from making them metres. They will indeed. Here they come forward though. Crowell with a tackle up to the 30 as Singleton in at dummy half. Looking to get Wigan on the front foot here. They'll move the ball across. Marsh drops it back inside. They're up to the 40. Good run as well there from Coleman, I think has shown up well for Wigan. Tackle made just over the 40-metre line, and now they'll look to move the ball along the back line, and here's Costello, well met, just short of halfway, last one. So they want a good kick here to get them downfield. Wilson is going to go towards that far touchline. If they can catch this on the fall, that they knock the ball on, that was half a chance there. I think it looked like a planned move from the kick, didn't it? Yeah, that was a great positive set from Wigan. They look like they've come out after half-time with a point to prove, but a great set there from Wigan, and unfortunately, if she'd have took that on the wing, then you don't know what could have happened. Yeah, well, but here now, and the problem when you turn the ball over on the halfway is that Saints quickly are knocking on the door, and that's exactly what they're doing here now. And now they're looking just to come straight up the middle. Good run forward. Good defence, so again from Wigan. Wants his head in at dummy half, gets it away. Here's Harris now, ball to Rotherham. Rotherham gets it away, neat hands out wide here. They're racing down the touchline. Good tackle from the fullback. It had to be as well. Saints thought they were over there. They may well be here as Harris now drops it back. Crowell takes it in. 5 away. Last one, says the referee. Saints have got numbers spread to that left edge, but they're going to go down the short side. Here's Harris, floats the kick over the top. Well, she's had a pretty good game, but she'd want that one back, Zoe Harris. That wasn't her best kick of the game, and Wigan's defence survives at the start of the second half. Yeah, absolutely. We went for a flash play there, but I think you could have just gone hands, or we could have hit hands. You had a 3 versus 2, and she went for that nice little kick over what worked against Leeds last season, but unfortunately didn't pay off today there. Nice hands though from Saints in the build-up, got Burke away down that touchline, and you have to credit the Wigan fullback. It was a good tackle. Yeah, it really was, and it was a good tip on play from Becca Rotherham to Woozy. Woozy again holding the ball up, just that right perfect time, but Burke making a short break. But Georgia Wilson again puts her body on the line no matter who's running at her, and a great cover tackle. Yeah, Wigan bringing it off their own 20-metre line here. Ball turned back on the inside, and I think we were talking at half-time. I know it's been tough for Wigan. They've not had a lot of good ball, have they? But they've got to take chances if they want to score points. And I know it's easy to say, it's harder to do, but they've got to give it a go, haven't they? Yeah, they do. They've got nothing to lose here. They've got to take them chances. They've got to make them passes. But for me, Georgia Wilson was instrumental against Featherstone in the Challenge Cup. Unfortunately, Wigan on the losing end of that, but if she's getting her hands on the ball more regular, Wigan's confidence will start to grow. I think that's what we need. But yeah, well, this is a worry, isn't it? Costello down, Ellie Costello, and looks in a bit of pain here. And well, you don't like to see it when they start, and you know more than anyone about knee injuries, Faye, but it's looking like it could be another one. Wigan have got so many long-term injuries at the moment. Here is Costello. Goes. Not sure what to say about that one, to be honest. I don't know, but she's in a great deal of discomfort, and we do not like to see this.
No, absolutely. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but she does look in a bit of pain there. But yeah, knee injuries, not great at all. And Wigan struggling for numbers in the halves as it is. They don't want to see Costello being taken off.
No, they don't. But the physios are out there. They will do their thing. But just looking at the reaction of the players, the Wigan players are huddled up. And it looks like the stretcher's being called for. So this, not a nice sight. And we hope that Ellie Costello is okay. She's being helped up now, but they're just checking again. There didn't look to be a great deal in this, but, and again, you know, as you know more than anyone, quite often there isn't a great deal in these injuries. It's something and nothing, but it can cause such a problem. And this is a sight we never want to see on a rugby league field, and that's a stretcher coming on. No, absolutely not. And you don't know whether her foot just got a bit stuck in the ground there as she went to ground. But yeah, knees are... You don't know that. You can see your legs shaking quite a lot there when they're trying to straighten it out, but there's so many ligaments, so many tendons inside that knee that you just don't know what it could be, but never a sight you want to see. Well, a lovely ovation over on the far side, and she is on her feet, so they won't need the stretcher, thankfully. But the majority of fans here are St Helens, as you'd expect, and they offer a warm round of applause for Ellie Costello, and hopefully it's not as serious as it could be. And we'll hope to get a little bit of reaction to that maybe after the game here on the Sportsman, but struggling to put weight through the knee, and
just wait till she's off still, girls.
She's now trying to walk off, and
just wait till she's off still. I'll tell you when.
Don't like to see any player get injured, but I think at this moment it's probably the not knowing, isn't it, that's the biggest fear, rather than the actual pain of the injury itself. Yeah, absolutely. We can see her here just limping towards the bench, so if she is putting weight on it, hopefully it's just a bit of an impact and a bit of a shock. She's gone down funny, hoping that it's nothing serious for her. Look at the defence from St Helens. Last one. 3 of them in at the tackle. Wigan need to get organised here. Oh, they've gone for the chip over the top. This is inventive. Ball batted up in the air. Now that's gone into touch, so Wigan, I think, are going to get the ball back here. Well, we said they had to roll the dice, and they're trying it. Yeah, they can throw anything at this Saints side now, but going for a little chip and chase out of their own half, that's exciting play from Wigan. They just need to start being a bit more composed, but they can throw anything at him. Unfortunately, at 28 points to nil, you've got to just go for it. But yeah, it comes off for them, and they've got a scrum. But it's things they'll take out of today that will help them further on down the line, isn't it? Yeah, like we discussed before, it's just the start of the WSL today. It's game 1. The season's a long season ending in September. They'll grow from confidence week in, week out. The more these girls play together, the more confident they'll get. Here's Greenfield, a real welcome addition back to the Wigan team this afternoon. 8 months out for her. All action, normally a fullback. Ball up towards the halfway line. What can they get going here, Wigan? I think there'll be a lot of positives. You think there are 8 Super League debutants on show for them today. They're certainly up for the battle, and they're getting one as well, as they would expect here. St Helens against Wigan. You know there's going to be fireworks, whether it's men's, women's. There's now another chip over the top here. They're trying to get in behind Burke. Will they get the bounce of the ball? They do. I think Burke's knocked that on again. Well, they keep going to that edge, don't they? They try in this little short kicking game, and they're getting some joy from it, Wigan. Yeah, absolutely. Like we spoke about before, once Georgia Wilson grows into the game and gets a hand on the ball, no, she'll start to cause trouble for the Saints. But again, just a little chip over, a great chase from that edge, and unfortunately an error from Burke there. But Wigan are stepping it up. They're trying new things, and it's exciting. And the beauty of it is, you know, St Helens, like any other team, will train for set plays and structured plays. It's often the off-the-cuff stuff that causes all the problems, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. You'll never train for someone doing a little chip over the top, but that off-the-cuff stuff, what Wigan bring,
again will cause a bit of a ripple effect in the Saints line here. You're unsure what's happening next. But Wigan looking for Saints to have an error here, and the referee catching them offside.
Yeah, so Wigan earn another penalty here. They're 18 away. They'll tap this, and this is really their first chance at the Saints line, isn't it? For quite some time here. And they'll want to get to the end of the set and really test out this St Helens defence as a big carry gets the set off and running, 10 metres out. That's the type of carry they need here. They need some aggression, Wigan, as they drive it in. Hayes it was who's wrapped up. Now they're moving it out wide. Here could be a chance. The Saints defence is scrambling as Wilson powers towards the line. They're only a couple of metres away here. Now they're going to go short to Hayes again. Can't spin through, but wrapped up 5 metres out. Centre field. Wigan with options left and right. They're coming to that right-hand side now. They'll go out the back here. Wilson's going to put the chip over. Needs a bounce of the ball. Will they get one, Wigan? Ball batted back, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. Wigan will get another set. Well, you need the bounce on the kick, and Wilson got the bounce, but Wigan just couldn't get it down.
Again, Georgia Wilson with a second chip over the top and causing trouble. Nicely chases her own kick there, and Saints had to get a hand on it to avoid Georgia putting it down, and she's got a dropout for her team. But Georgia's grown into this game, and the Wigan team are looking like it's becoming an exciting team, and they're wanting that try. They're wanting to get over that whitewash, and Saints have to stay composed there.
I think Derek Hartman will be quite pleased there. There were a lot of Saints shirts in the picture there, weren't they, fighting as they've gone short here. And Wigan have got it straight back. Well, that was, I don't know if it was an error from the goal line restart, but Wigan are right back where they want to be. And now they've got a full set restart here, so they're within the 10 again. Kral defending. Wigan have got numbers to their left-hand side. Can they go through hands here and maybe score their first points of the afternoon? Singleton. They keep it short. They're trying to power over. Now they have got numbers left. Wigan have got to see this, surely. They're right under the post here. Only 3 Saints defenders left. Oh, they've gone short. And that was the wrong option. Maybe a little bit of inexperience. And Saints now, well, they're coming down this near side. It's, you have to say, a little bit of a lack of experience here, I think, from Wigan. Saints were busted on that far side. And Wigan now coming out the back. Wilson, that's good hands. Greenfield's pass was touched in flight. Let's have a look at this again. What's the referee going to give here? I think he's going to say that Saints are going to get the ball back.
Maxie. Marks that cross there, girls. All right, just wait.
So St Helens survive.
Girls, just hold it. Wait, pick it up.
Here we go again then.
On you now.
And here goes Wilson. No, I don't think it was played out, was it? I think, again, the referee has had a really good game, and I think he got that call spot on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like you discussed before, that the numbers are actually on the left-hand side of that pitch, and just that inexperience from Wigan just didn't look up and see that left-hand side of the pitch. I think they had about 7 or 8 players on 2 of Saints, but the scramble defence from Saints, they'll work hard for each other, and we pride ourselves on that, and now it's time for us to attack.
They've obviously just lost Costello injured. Is that maybe where the bearing was? Because I'm sure she'd have been calling for the ball on that side of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the 9, Singleton, did try and get her troops over to that left-hand side, did try and get their main ball carriers over to that left-hand side, but unfortunately they opted for that, the right-hand edge, and you're not going to power over the Saints' left-hand edge. But yeah, just a bit of inexperience, but Wigan really stepped up then. They had the good attacking opportunity.
Good kick from Harris, turns Wilson around up to the 20. So approaching 10 gone, second half here. We're live on the Sportsman. Faye Gaskin, St Helens and England star alongside us. Saints, the champions. 5 tries in that first half, but not being able to add to it yet. And Wigan, you have to say, have been the more dominant side. Second half, as now they scoot away from dummy half. And Hilton it is who's tackled just short of the 40-metre line. Well, they've asked some questions, Wigan. As now they go forward again, and now they get another penalty. And I'll tell you what, Beth Hayes and now Speakman, they're trying to lead from the front, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's what Wigan need. They need their middles, them front rowers to lead from the front, and they've not done a bad job today. They do attack well. You can see Speakman there ball under her arm, and off she goes, and she wins that penalty for her side.
Yeah, Naomi Williams it was with a high shot. There weren't too many complaints as Shauna Hoyle is stripped and ready to come back on. She had that brief but explosive stint in the first half. And about to come on here as Wigan will tap the ball, and another good carry gets their set off, and they'll start on the halfway line.
Stand up, hold, got one, good.
Carrying forward here, Krall with the tackle again. I know she made a couple of errors first half, but when you play long minutes as she does get through a lot of the scruffy work, doesn't she, for this team?
Yeah, she does, and if you sat and watched her for a whole 80 minutes, you would see the workload she puts in that defence. She is always in a tackle. She's always the first person. If she's not first, she's second, she's third. And for any player to play 80 minutes, especially in the middle, it's a tough job. But yeah, Shani's defence often goes unnoticed, the amount she does.
Yeah, that was a good little pass from Sinead Doria there. Almost got Coleman through a gap. I think Wigan have been a lot better second half, haven't they? Another good carry gets them inside the 30. Last one. They'll need a good kick here. They're going to go back. Doria's going to go high. Rotherham waits underneath it, will catch it and knows what's coming, but takes the catch and does it well. Under big pressure there, the fullback, and came up with the goods.
Yeah, she's got one job there, and that's to take it, whether she drops the floor. But she works hard in training under them high balls and that pressure. But another great end to a set from Wigan there.
Yeah. It's Hoyle on into the action. Great catch from Rotherham. Not been tested too many times, but was there when needed on that occasion as Saints work their way up to their 30. Here they go again. Nice sidestep. And I think Hoyle already showing she's going to be a more than useful addition to this St Helens team.
Yeah, absolutely. Shauna be a great addition to any team. It's that step at the line which causes trouble. Right, she takes it up, you don't expect it. It's that left step, and she causes the defence to question her each time. But yeah, such a powerful athlete. Yeah, ball went forward there from St Helens, and it's going to be another Wigan opportunity here. Speaking of opportunities as well, Taylor White, you just saw there making the tackle. Some story this, making a Wigan debut, played rugby in America. Said she wanted to have a try at rugby league in the UK, and she's moved over. Her family are joining her, I think, in the next week or so. Some commitment, that, isn't it? Coming all the way over from the States to try your hand in the Women's Super League. Yeah, absolutely, but it's great that the Women's Super League is attracting players from all over the world, but coming over from the USA, it's tough on your own when you're living with another family and you're trying to find your way into the WSL. But yeah, congratulations to her for making a debut for today. Yeah, Georgia Wilson there with a poor pass. She'll be really disappointed with that. Wigan not getting to the end of their set. But now the ball coming forward with St Helens, who are looking to post their first points of the second half. 14 gone here. Oh, and another error. So it's just got a little bit scrappy, and I think in some ways we have to credit Wigan is that they've come out with a great deal of fight. They're carrying the ball strongly. It's another unforced error from St Helens, as we see there, but they're making Saints do stuff they don't want to do, aren't they? And that's been the difference. Yeah, absolutely. Wigan are rattling Saints here. That's the only way to describe it. Some uncharacteristic errors, and a pass what went to ground, a knock on at the play of the ball, high tackle given. It's stuff Deck won't be happy with. He won't be happy with that from our side. But yeah, Wigan are rattling us. They're coming out. They're exciting this half. They've got nothing to lose, and they're throwing everything at Saints. Here they go then. Wilson comes in from full back, and Hardcastle. She's a pretty explosive runner, Georgia Wilson, but whenever she's come up against Hardcastle, she's not come up with anything to get past her just yet. Won't stop her trying, though, I'm sure, as Wigan 40 out have got the ball here. Look at Saints slowing the play of the ball down. Good shot there. Well, I say good shot. It was high again, I think, from Naomi Williams. The two number 14s going at it. Williams doesn't agree with the man in the middle. Tight, that one, I think. Yeah, tight. It is tough, but get yourself under the ball, get yourself driving that player back, and you avoid them high tackles. But Wigan are looking up for this. They're looking for the Saints to make them errors, because that's the only way they'll get through this defensive line. Yes, here they come again, Wigan. Oh, another big collision. Hoyle this time went hunting and didn't miss. Yeah, she absolutely didn't, but great to see Georgia Lake on for Wigan there. Another girl making a debut today and another student at my college, so that's a great day for her. But to make your debut in a Wigan Saints derby and running at the likes of Shauna Hoyle, she's not shying away from it.
Yeah, Wigan moved it out left there, didn't come up with anything, so they'll come back to the centre of the field here. When they're trying to punch holes in the middle, they're making Saints defend here. Something they didn't really do in that first half. Can they get points that their second half showing as deserved, as now they come across the field? They play it short. Tackle made, 15 out, last one. Singleton looking around. Where's the options? Where's the kick? Going now to Marsh. Marsh is going to fire it wide to Greenfield. Ball back on the inside to Wilson, but Saints defence was all over that. Good work from St Helens, but again, it's better from Wigan.
Yeah, it is better from Wigan. They've massively stepped up this second half, but that end to the set there, you wanted to see a bit of Georgia Wilson flair, and whether that was a chip over the top, but a positive end to the set. They've got Saints on their own line. They've just got to defend this now.
Yeah, they have indeed. As the tackle made, 15 off Saints line. Here comes Crowell again, drives it for big collision. Lake, it was in, but the offload away. And I think Lake's got a head injury here that the referee's going to have to stop this one. There's players down, 3 of them down, Wigan players. And we hope they're okay, but Marsh has got a bump. She's down as well. Well, fair play to Georgia Lake. She went in for the big shot, but when you're going for a big shot on Channy Crowell, you've got to be prepared that you might come off on the end of it. What an effort that was, though.
Yeah, it was. She's putting her body in front, 17 years old, putting her body in front of an England international there. And I don't know how Shanny's just walking off normal, because that was a big shot. But great to see her sat up here having a drink. Hopefully that head guard protected her a little more. But Wigan, they're putting the bodies in front, and seeing a 17-year-old stepping up in the top elite level you can to put a body on front like that, it's a great day for the game and a proud moment for her and her family.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cramp and I think a head knock there. Is it Becky Greenfield, I think, who's got a bump on the head as well, getting treatment at the moment, I think. Hopefully they're okay. It's a tough old sport, isn't it? The Women's Super League, the Betfred Women's Super League, and Greenfield is okay, so that's good news. First round of fixtures this weekend. York against St Helens next week, Faye. That promises to be one of the big games of the season, doesn't it? An early test.
Yeah, it really does. Both teams fielding a lot of EPU girls fighting for that international shirt, but also probably 2 teams out of the top 3 going head to head. And second week in Super League, they're the games you want. We want the Super League to grow. You want that WSL, that elite level, to be playing competitive games week in, week out. And the big scorelines you don't want to see. It doesn't attract people to our game, and you want them competitive games. And the York Leeds semi-final, if that's anything to go by, then I'm sure the York Saints game next week will be just as good.
Yeah, Becky Greenfield sat up now and they're just checking, making sure everything's okay. Physio's doing their stuff. The thumbs up. It's got to be tough to play in the Super League. And they certainly are, but that's the collision. Like the youngster on the experienced Crowell. And then here there was a bit of an awkward fall there as Hoyle brings it forward, back underway. Saints looking for some points then, as now they work it close to the ruck area and forward they go up towards the halfway line. Good tackling there from Wigan. It'll be interesting how they manage this last quarter of the game, Wigan, in terms of they had to put a lot of effort in defensively in that first half, and maybe it could catch up with them second half.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a Wigan coach at the minute, you're winning, aren't you? You've kept Saints with no scoreline in this second half. You'll be wanting them to keep this defence up. Saints will be looking to find them gaps now, but Wigan just have to stay tight in this defence.
Yeah, they do indeed. But here comes St Helens turning the ball back inside. Good carry. Defenders, as a Wigan player's injured here, and it looks like a knee problem. Oh, that doesn't. I think we need to. That doesn't look too good, does it, for the Wigan player there?
I can't decide if it's cramp or it's a knee, but hopefully Caris Marsh will be all right. I know she was struggling with cramp before, but as this turn-up play there, back inside, Chantel Crowell to Emily Rudge, but unfortunately for Caris, I think she just got a leg stuck underneath Emily Rudge there.
Yeah. I'm looking at it and the physio looks quite happy. I'm with you. When I first saw that, I thought that was quite a serious injury, but I don't think it's anything. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, but they are, the doctors there and the physios there, hopefully going to be okay. It is rough and tough, and certainly for these Wigan players, because they went out of the cup obviously early on, they've not really had a competitive hit out. This is their first one, and you know, they couldn't have asked for a tougher tie, could they? Away from home at the home of the champions, a big physical contest, a young team. It's always going to be difficult.
Yeah, it is. I think they've not had a game for around 4 weeks, which is tough for any team, and I think that's with the new structure of the Challenge Cup. But as you can see, the Caris Mars leaving the field, that's not a great sight from Wigan. She's been instrumental to them this half.
Well, I spoke to the coaching staff ahead of kick-off, and they actually joked that about the half-back position at Wigan in the women's team is one that no one wants to play because all their half-backs get injured, and both their half-backs today have gone off injured as well. Costello and Marsh have left the field, so maybe there's something in that. Here goes Rotherham, though. Saints are not going to worry too much about Wigan's problems. They're going to want to add to them in terms of the scoreboard, and they're 10 away. Last one. Chance here for St Helens. They're going down the short side. Mottershead needs support. Oh, maybe the wrong option. Couldn't get the offload away, and that will be the turnover.
Yeah, not the right option there for Saints and ending the set, but I guess you can look at it two ways. It can be a win because we've handed it over and Wigan have to work off the line there, but Saints had a great shape towards this left-hand edge. We just needed to look up and exploit that.
Yeah, they did indeed.
Fine. Contact's fine. No, it's fine. Run! Move! Stand up, Saints! Hold,
yeah.
Hold, go, one. And down,
looks roundabout 19 minutes or so left. The clock you see on the screen, the referee keeps time in the Women's Super League game, so it'll be on his stopwatch when we reach the end of this one. As the ball comes forward with Greenfield, a nice run across the field, determined carry. About 25 off the line. I think Wigan will take a lot of positives out of this. Hopefully the injuries are not too serious. As the ball moves across the line, that wasn't the best pass and it's been lost, and that will disappoint the coach, won't it? Chris Ratcliffe. He'll be disappointed with that. That's just basic skill, isn't it?
Yeah, it is basic skill, and they don't have to look constantly to go from edge to edge. Before the first 20 minutes in this second half, they played simple and they've got the middles doing them big runs, them big minutes, and I think they've got to go back to that because that was the effective stuff which was creating them opportunities further down the pitch. When they're trying to hit edges in their own half, it's not going to work. We always talk about you've got to earn the right to play, and if you're in your own half, shipping a ball to an edge, unless you've got a massive overlap, probably isn't the way to go.
Yeah, well, the bit of treatment being administered here. Zoe Harris, I think it is, who, well, the old cotton wool up the nose. It has been quite a physical battle, hasn't it? We've obviously seen a couple of Wigan players leave the field today, but bumps and bruises all round. The Super League is back. The Betfred Women's Super League live on the Sportsman this afternoon, as here goes Hardcastle. Oh, gets the pass away, and it didn't need to be made. Well, we spoke about Hardcastle being an unselfish player. Maybe there the right option was to run it rather than pass it.
Yeah, and I think Amy knows that she draws quite a lot of players to her, and the gap was really big. She did draw the right player and go for that tip onto Partington, but it just didn't come off this time. But being as strong as powerful as Amy, had a back there to go over the top.
It is, well, just a word there. Should Ebony Partington maybe have been a bit closer to the touchline or a bit deeper? Is that maybe on her rather than on Hardcastle there?
Yeah, I think they work brilliantly together, and obviously they've played, what, two 80-minute games together since Danielle Bush's injury. But yeah, I think once they get that click on how deep, how far, how wide, it will come off. They'll be a powerful force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they will indeed. As the ball goes forward. Here, carried forward by Coleman. I think she's had a good game today, hasn't she, in the back row for Wigan?
Yeah, she has. She's strong and powerful, and there you can see she's leaving 2 or 3 Saints players on the floor. Yeah,
here come Wigan then, looking to put it through hands. Here's Wilson into the line. Running out of room here, but they work it towards this near touch line. Helen, who's wrapped up, will play the ball. And now they go back to the middle, taken forward. And there is Georgia Lake, the debutant, last one. Well, she's clearly not been put off by that big shot with Crowley. Meet again centre field. Here's the kick across the field. It's going to be, oh, they let it bounce there, and they got the bounce of the ball, St Helens. That could have gone Wigan's way. Oh, big shot there. Well, was that Georgia Lake again?
Yeah, outstanding shot there from Georgia. She watched Rachel Woozy come back in, and she puts her body in front, and that's great to see from a 17-year-old playing in this league. But yeah, what a day for Georgia Lake.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lack of respect for her own body, I think, there. But, well, they make them tough, don't they, if you're going to play in the Super League. And looks at home already, the teenager. And now a penalty. Wigan too keen off the defensive line. And St Helens here, with round about 15 minutes or so to go, have got a chance to attack the line, and they will want some points second half.
Yeah, they will. They won't be happy at the minute having that nil in this second half. They'll want some points. They've got some great attacking shape. They've just got to get to that point which will then allow them to play. Yeah, ball going forward here. Hoyle, oh, lovely sidestep. Lovely work, going for the line. And there are the points. That's wonderful stuff from Shauna Hoyle. A sidestepping run, and then the brute force to take the defenders over. Welcome to St Helens, Shauna Hoyle. What a way to start. Brilliant try, and Saints lead by 32 points to nil. An outstanding debut today for Shauna Hoyle in the first half, making that 50-metre break downfield. But she wants her hands on the ball, and she wants to make that impact here at St Helens, and that's something she's done with a try on her debut. What about the sidestep? Here. She has that left foot sidestep every time she goes to the line, right through, and then a fend off the Georgia Wilson, and a try for her. What a great debut. As you can see again, a left foot step right at the line, catches the hips off from Wigan, and she finishes nicely for herself there. Yeah, I think Jake Gregory was just lining up the tackle, and in the blink of an eye, she'd gone round her. So try, there is Shauna Hoyle. And now the kick for Harris. Oh, Hoyle, another big addition to this all-conquering St Helens side, it seems, at the moment. They are going to take some stopping on this evidence, as Harris will look to add the extras and make it 34 points to nil. They've had to wait second half. They've been made to wait. As we're about to see Paige Travis coming back on for another spell. Harris then looking to add the extras here, and will confidently strike it through. And it is St Helens 34, Wigan 0. But this was a try all about individual brilliance, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And it's great to see Shauna on that scoreboard. You can see her, drives it up, left foot step right at the last minute, catches the Wigan player off guard, and then a fend from Georgia Wilson again, who's trying to put her body on the line. But a great finish from Shauna Hoyle. Yeah, take some stopping as we get back underway here. I think Wigan would hope they'll get some points here as the Saints chant goes round the Totally Wicked Stadium. And the beauty about these games being played here, and all the Saints home games will be here at the Totally Wicked Stadium as well. The fans, I think, will grow as the season continues. And certainly the fan base will grow as a good tackle in the end there. The debutant Taylor White, the American, making the tackle. But yeah, there's a little bit of an atmosphere building, and good times ahead, I think, for the Women's Super League. Yeah, definitely there is today, and I've seen all over social media today about the start of the WSL, and it's great to see more and more, attracting more and more fan base. We was here on Friday night, and to have the fans clap us with our Challenge Cup, and I was saying to one of the girls, if just 10% of them turn out for us, you're talking 1,000 fans. So we're looking to grow that fan base, and hopefully more and more young girls playing will ask the parents to bring them down to see a WSL game across the country, and hopefully grow that fan base behind us. Yeah. Here's Crowley again looking to offload. Great tackle there from Greenfield. And once again, Georgia Lake getting in there to finish it off. Here they go, short side. Hardcastle now runs, and to be fair, that's a nice tackle there from the winger, White. Tackle made, 35 away.
The Saints now looking to end on a high as they go forward, and now there's a line break and a big chance here. Great tackle from the fullback, had to be as well. Rudge it was with a line break, and here comes Saints looking now. Crowell could go over herself, gets it out wide, and it's a lovely finish. Ebony Partington in at the corner. Crowell very, very unselfish, and that time Partington was right on the sideline and plants it down to score. 38 points to 0.
A great mini break there from Emily Rudge. Again, a left foot step catching that Wigan defence out, and Shani Crowell with her hands on the ball takes it right to the line. You could see 4 or 5 Wigan players just trying to come across, but here you can see Emily Rudge, that left foot step, throws that dummy. A great defensive tackle there from Georgia Wilson. What a great tackle. Wigan struggling to map back across. Shani Crowell with her hands on the ball. 3 or 4 Wigan players, but nice tip onto Ebony Partington unselfishly there, and Ebony scores in the corner.
Yeah, well worked try. And that, I think, is something that Saints have done well. Whenever they've broken that Wigan line and got Wigan going backwards, they've been quick to capitalise on it, haven't they?
Yeah, once you get that mini break, and any team, not just Wigan, will struggle to map back across to their positions, and you've got to exploit it. So as soon as Shani gets her hands on the ball, you can see White as a winger there who does she take? Does she stick on Amy Hardcastle? Does she try with Partington? But the 3, 4, 5 Wigan players trying to map across, either someone has to shoot out and try and hit Shani, or you've just got to map a lot quicker than that was going to cut down that pass and potentially push Ebony into the sideline. Yeah, fair play to Crowell there, showing it's not just all brute force, is it? It was a lovely pass, wasn't it? And in the end, Partington with an easy put down, but this is a tough assignment from the sideline for Zoe Harris. Has kicked well today. This is the toughest one though, right on the sideline. He's got rid of the cotton wool, so hopefully the nose is okay now. Here comes the kick from out wide, sends it towards the post, just short. The line was pretty good, but it just fell away at the last moment. 38 points to 0 inside the final 10 here. Look at this then. Crowell just attracting the defenders. As you said, there's 3 players and they all think, do we go, don't we go? And by the time they've made the decision, it's gone, hasn't it? Yeah, unfortunately, someone just has to come off that line quite quick to put that pressure on Shani and try and force that error. The more they backpedal and Shani goes forward, it's an easier pass to the winger there, but someone has to, from that Wigan defence, just think, I'm going. And in that position, when you've got a 3 versus 1, the try is inevitable. Yeah. As here they go from the restart Saints. You get the feeling they might be about to cut loose here. Wigan have been brave, no questioning that. Missing several of their frontline players. They've come here and they've defended really tough at times. They've been beaten by a couple of moments of brilliant skill from St Helens, but they've not given in. There's Hoyle here, fancying more, goes again. Good tackle, though, eventually pushed back. And I think this is where Chris Ratcliffe will be looking at his side, wanting to see who's still going right at the end when the going is getting tough now. There's no doubting about that. As there's another Saints half break centre field, but this is when the coach will be keeping an eye on the team. Yeah, they will. They'll be looking across all of their players and see who's putting the hand up to do that next tackle. It's tough when you're under the pump. It's tough when you've got nil next to your team's name, but you've just got to work as a unit here now and hopefully limit any more attacking opportunities from Saints. Well, there's a chance down the short side. Good initial tackle. Jones gets the ball away. And a little kick over the top, but it's going to be caught here. And there's a chance now to drive the ball forward. And Coleman needs no second invitation. I'd have to say, well, I mean, we'll get your player of the match shortly. But I think that the Wigan number 14 has certainly put her hand up. So we'll get your thoughts on that maybe at the end of this set, Faye. I'll get your Betfred player of the match here on the Sportsman this afternoon as Wigan come forward again. And now they drive it up towards the halfway line. In at dummy half is Singleton. Singleton gets it away. Going down the short side now is Dwyer. Dwyer gets it away. They're trying to work their way forward. They're inside the 40 here, Wigan. That was better from them again. They have had a little bit of success when they've got to that left-hand side. Maybe not gone there quite enough as they try and break through the middle. And another penalty here. Was that for a high shot or a shot after the tackle? I think it might have been a shot after the tackle, was after the pass, sorry, wasn't it? Yeah, I think Paige Travis shot out the line there and hit Georgia Wilson just a little bit late here, as you can see. And from behind, it's not a great one. That's something we want to stamp out of our game. But yeah, Wigan with the penalty now.
Yeah, what can they get on the end of this one then? 20 metres away, they'll go again.
Hold it. Wait, hold. One, go. No.
Looking now to work it forward. There's Jade Gregory. Inside, about 15 now. Good tackle, middle of the field from Sandham. They're centre field here. They're coming towards this near side with Dwyer, gets it away. Tackle made. 12 away. Saints will want to keep Wigan at 0, that is for sure. But can Wigan open them up? Here's Greenfield, little chip through, didn't really have the power. In the end, White did well to pick that up. Just the kick lacked a little bit of conviction there. As here now is a scoop from dummy half, and look at the Saints players around the ball there. Last one here for Wigan. Can they open up their account late on at the Totally Wicked Stadium? Here's Wilson, puts the grubber kick through. What's the chase like? Rotherham, the fullback, is there and deals with it. It'll be a goal line dropout. Wigan will get it back.
Saints under a bit of pressure here, and a great dribble through from Georgia Wilson again. And lucky there, but Becca Rotherham just retreating as any good fullback does, and puts the ball, grounds the ball and gives us a dropout.
And as all good fullbacks, has to be brave as well, because the boots were flying around there, but she got the ball and got it down. That ball back in play. Oh, well taken there by Emma Dwyer. Then pops up the ball. It's taken forward here by Freya Helen. 20 away. I think even with your Saints tracksuit on, Freya, I don't think you could begrudge Wigan a try. Second half, I think they've done really well. Against the champions, they were 28-0 down at the break. Scoreline could have blown out, but it hasn't.
Stand up, 2. Hold. Go. Play your ball, 2.
So we'll get the player of the match, surely. Wigan, well, they've earned themselves another penalty here. So Faye's got a very confused look on her face at the moment. She's not sure who to select for our Betfred player of the match. I'm going to put you on the spot. If I'm going to put you on the spot in just a moment. The referee wants to talk, though, here to Jodie Cunningham, so I'm not sure what's happened in this tackle.
Okay. Just wait till they're set. Wait till I got them set control now.
They'll get the penalty 10 metres away. Wigan looking to end on a high here. Last few minutes. Wigan come forward again, driving it strongly. Can Saints hold on to that 0? The defending champions are going to start with a win, that's for sure, as well. Singleton was willing to take the chance, but didn't have the size to get over from that close in. They did hold on to that. They did just about, Wigan. And now the ball comes free, and here they go again. Wigan trying to break their way through. Sinead Dorrier tackled a metre away. That's how close they are. Wigan, they're going to try again and pinch one, but Saints are not falling for that. No chance. Bit of pushing at the ruck area here. Wigan, surely they need to go through hands here. Can they get the ball out wide? They've got numbers here. They're looking to kick towards the corner. They'll kick out wide, and they can't take it in. It goes into touch. It was worth the try, but eventually they ran out of room. Right, let's get Faye Gaskins, Betfred player of the match then. Who are you going for, Faye?
Oh, for me, she's been instrumental within the squad, and she's set up a number of the tries. I think maybe 2 or 3 she's had her hands on the ball, but for me it's number 13, Jodie Cunningham.
Okay, so Jodie Cunningham is our Betfred player of the match this afternoon here on the Sportsman. And I think when we looked at that analysis of all the tries in the first half, Cunningham's hands were involved in all of them. And Saints have just defended their line nicely. Just a reminder, that clock you see on your screen is not the official game clock. We are at the hands of the referee, the man in the middle. Elliot Burrows had a good game today. He's got a decision to make here, and he blows his whistle and says that Wigan are offside. There's some tired bodies out there, Faye. First game of the Super League season. There'll be some aches and pains, bumps and bruises tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as we're watching now, Wigan have had a great second half. As much as it pains me to say as a St Helens player, they have massively stepped up and limited the options for Saints this second half. But I think with the Saints fitness, we just look a little bit more fit and more dynamic than them at the minute. I think they're struggling up the middle.
Great offload as well. There could be more points on the end of this. Lovely sidestepping run. Ball works its way out over on the far side. Chance for a line break here. Tackle made, 20 away. Really good play. That was better from Saints now. And here they come across the middle now. There is our player of the match, gets it away to Rotherham. Greenfield closes down, the ball's kept alive. Saints still have it. Cunningham now trying to sidestep through. Got bodies in support, they've got numbers here. Harris is going to go for it and will round it off. Probably the best Saints try of the game, and Zoe Harris over to score at the side of the post. And Saints do have the last laugh over the Wigan Warriors. That was a lovely try. They kept the ball alive. Rotherham with the offload, Cunningham with a run. And then there was Zoe Harris to get the latest St Helens try.
Yeah, another great team try here, as you can see. Harris, a nice link-up play with Cunningham out the back to Rotherham. Good shootout defence from Greenfield. Jodie Cunningham again with her hands on the ball after a nice tip-on play. Left hand palm off, and they just nicely times it for Zoe Harris. She feints the dummy and off she goes through the Wigan gap.
42 points to 0. This was a nice offload. Rotherham keeping the ball alive, and then Cunningham looking to angle across the field and had the vision to see that the numbers were to her right hand side, and well, Harris was never going to turn down that option of a try and slices through to score. Wigan couldn't quite hold on last 15 minutes. They've conceded 3 tries, but they've got a lot to build on, I think, out of this performance. There was an honesty about it. They've met the best, and they've, at times, certainly second half, they've been a good match for them. They just need to work on doing that for longer periods in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The second half, they come out and they stepped it up a level. I think Georgia Wilson had pushed the squad to step up, and the kicking game had challenged Saints in a number of areas, and they'd force a lot of errors for St Helens. If they can play the second half every 80 minutes, then it'll be a great improvement for the Wigan team.
Here's the kick then. Harris looking to convert her own score, and she does. 44 points to 0 here in the Betfred Women's Super League. Here's the try again, and for me, one of the tries of the match.
Becca Rotherham just finds that tip-on pass to Jodie Cunningham. She goes back right, fends off 2-3 players, and then sets up nicely Zoe Harris, that tip-on play, and Zoe takes it all herself. Any halfback would do that when they see that line, they see that gap, but a great finish from Zoe and a great conversion.
Yeah, we are, remember, on the stopwatch of our man in the middle here, so we play on. And the catch is retaken. Is there time for another Saints try as Hoyle will go on a rampaging run and get Saints off to a flying start? This may be their last chance in this game to score, as they'll move it now up towards halfway. We'll have reaction to come here on the Sportsman from both camps after this one. And now they're inside Wigan territory again here, the Saints. Can they get to the 50-point mark? Well, there's a stoppage in play here. There's another Wigan injury. And more problems for the Warriors. The medical staff have been busy today, haven't they?
Yeah, hopefully it's just a little bit of a knock. I think as the game goes on and you become more fatigued, I think every hit you take just feels 10 times worse. And there it might just be a hand stuck in the tackle, but hopefully everything will be fine.
Yeah, looks like running repairs will suffice on this occasion for Sinead Dorrier, who's worked hard again in a loose forward position. Here now is Harris. Harris looking for more points. Fires the ball out wide. Burke's dropped it though. That'll be a knock on. And the referee has a quick look at his watch, determines that we maybe have got time for one more play. No, we don't. That's it. Blows the whistle. And the Saints fans in here, well, they are absolutely delighted, and so they should be. The champions off to a flying start. 5 tries in the first half, saw them lead 28-0 at the break. And then Hoyle, Partington and Harris wrap things up late on. Wigan, much better second half. They picked up a couple of key injuries. We hope they're not too serious. but it's smiles all round. And Wigan, I think they'll go home tonight looking pretty happy, not with the scoreline, but they'll be happy with parts of that performance that certainly they can look to build on.
Yeah, I think the first 25 minutes of that second half, it was a total different Wigan team to what we'd seen in the first half. They've got lots to build on. Equally so do Saints. Saints have quite a lot to build on this week, leading up into that tough game against York. But for Wigan today, they should walk away with the head held high.
And for Saints, their defence is off and running. 2 points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we want that silverware to stay at this club, and we work hard for this. And like I said before, all of these girls do this because they love the game. There's no monetary value in it, and we want to keep racking up them 2 points week in, week out. The WSL has took that new step now with just that 5-team Super League, and the games are more competitive. There's no runaway big score lines, and I think that's what we need leading up to a World Cup.
Yeah. 44 points to nil, and the final score here at the Totally Wicked Stadium in front of a very healthy crowd. And it's worth saying that, as they do for the Saints men's home games, all the fans coming down to the front, they want to have a word with their heroes. Let's have a look at the tries then. And Saints off to a flying start with a try inside the opening 4 minutes, and it came from Leah Burke.
A great team try here and a nice hands tip on pass. Naomi Williams just tipped it on, but outstanding from Woozy just to keep hold of that ball that extra second, and a nice try in the corner for Leah Burke to start the scoreline.
So that was 4 early on, and then the second, quite a straightforward one.
Yeah, just a double drop-off play, and Chantel Crowell walks through the middle there of that Wigan defence. He just over-pushed, I think, to take Zoe Harris, and it gives Shani an easy walk in.
Yeah, and then the third try, and it came on the back of a mazy run, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And once we've hit one edge of the pitch, we look to go the opposite. And I think here you can see Naomi Williams, 2 right-footed steps. She makes that half break, and then you've got that opportunity to play then because the Wigan defence had to scramble, which gives us an overlap on that left-hand side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Jodie Cunningham gets her hands on the ball. Nice tip on play to Paige Travis, and unselfishly tips onto Amy Hardcastle for her first try of the day.
Yeah, so that at that point was 16 points to nil, and then an explosive bit of play from one of the ladies you highlighted ahead of the game, Paige Travis.
Oh, Paige is outstanding, and it comes from full credit from Jodie Cunningham. She drags Caris Marsh over, and a nice tip on play. Paige has to back herself and go around Georgia Wilson, which she does, and a nice finish just left-hand side of the post.
Yeah, and there was still time for one more in the first half, and this one certainly got the crowd off their seat.
Yeah, Amy Hardcastle, what a player. But again, Jodie Cunningham with her hands on the ball, nice drop-off play, and Amy goes for it. 2 left-hand handoffs and underneath the sticks for her.
Yeah, so that was 28 points to nil at half-time, and Wigan, credit to them, came out much better second half, and truth be told, that first part of the second half, they were the better team, but crucially, they couldn't get any more points, and eventually, and on the back of this outstanding run from Shauna Hoyle, Saints got the next try.
Yeah, what a debut game it has been for Shauna Hoyle, but they create 2 absolute clean breaks today for her, but again, goes up to that Wigan defence, left foot step and under the sticks.
Yeah, and then Rudge into the action, good run through.
And a good defence there from Georgia Wilson. But again, Wigan has scrambled. Chantel Crowell gets her hands on the ball unselfishly. 5 players on it. Tips it onto Ebony Partington. And a nice try for her in the corner.
Yeah, and then probably the best team try of the game, and some good hands involved here.
Yeah, from Harris to Cunningham to Rotherham, and Greenfield shoots out, but Rotherham, nice tip on pass, gets it away. Jodie backs herself, left foot step, nice handoff, and then she hits Zoe Harris right through the middle, and Zoe finishes off for her day with a nice try.
Yeah, 8 tries in total then for the Saints. 6 successful conversions as well from the boot of Zoe Harris. Means at the end it was St Helens 44, Wigan 0. Right, let's head down to pitch side then, where Paul Kidd is with the Betfred player of the match, Jodie Cunningham.
First of all, Jordan, many congratulations. You've just won the Betfred Player of the Match.
Oh, brilliant, thanks. I didn't know.
Well, you can't look too surprised, Jordan. Obviously, with your creation out there today, you had a hand in many, many tries, and it must be really pleasing to get off to a winning start today.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, had to change positions today and jump in the halves, but the girls are just so talented around me. They run such great lines. It makes my job easy. I just need to find them with a pass, and some good tries out there, and Wigan made it really tough for us, especially in that second half. But yeah, really happy to get a win to start the season.
An opening fixture, obviously, against the Wigan Warriors is always going to be a difficult start to the league campaign when you're both starting off on, well, exactly the same level footing, really. It must be really pleasing to get that win.
Yeah, definitely. I think Saints Wigan derby always had a little bit of spice anyway, like irrelevant of it being the first game of the season. We were both really up for it. So yeah, it's always for us, it means so much to get to play in the stadium in front of all these fans. A Wigan Saints derby, making sure we get the win for them as well, because the support's been fantastic.
It was obviously a massive year for you last year, cleaning up with the Challenge Cup and the Super League Grand Final. You got the Challenge Cup last week. Big season ahead of you now, obviously going into the World Cup as well. Just how big is that for you this year? Yeah,
this year is the biggest year Women's Rugby League's ever had. I genuinely believe that, and the opportunities we've got as Saints to hopefully play in all the big games, and then as England players, hopefully playing in the big games at the end of the year in the World Cup. It's massive for us, so we just want to take full advantage of everything we have this year.
Jodie, thanks for joining us. Many congratulations again. We'll just bring in Amy.
There you go, Amy. Thank you. You on that? Thank you.
Amy, what a great win today, and to sort of cap it off for you as well, 2 tries. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much. Couldn't have got them without my team, but you know, it's all about finishing as well, so I'll take the 2 tries. Thank you.
You talk about obviously your teammates around you. We've just spoken to Jodie Cunningham. I mentioned to Jodie about her creation around the pitch. Just how easy does that make your job as a runner that you are running onto the ball when you've got a player like that in the middle?
Honestly, it makes me relax so much more, because the player that Jodie is, she draws players, so creates these big holes. So when I'm running in hard, it just makes my job so much easier. And Jodie's really good at controlling it and getting the shape set up that we need to. So for me, it's great playing next to Jodie.
Again, Challenge Cup victory last week going into today. It was never going to be easy, but you seem to have 44 points to 0. What a great victory it was for you today. Yeah,
you know, it were hard. The weather's come and it's really nice, and I think we're probably still feeling it from last week. It's been a long week with recovery, with aches and pains, but you know, we've got the win, and we've dug deep under the conditions today, so it's been a great game all over.
Amy, congratulations again, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Georgia, first of all, obviously defeat today, but really tough game against the St Helens. First up, how do you feel after the game?
It was a pretty tough game. We knew it was going to be a challenge. Obviously they came out and did what they do best. I think we've got a lot to learn from. We're still learning. We've just got to keep moving forward now, put that behind us and move on to the next game we've got.
You talk about still learning, but there was a lot of youth in that team today, which is great for the game, obviously. Just how beneficial is it for players of that age to make the debuts, in particular, against a team like St Helens?
Yeah, obviously it's a massive game. It's a big derby. It should mean a lot to them all, and I know it does. In the changing rooms, they're absolutely buzzing. Obviously the nerves are really high, but they're really excited to get out there and play for Wigan. I think massive credit to them all, because they put in a good graft and a good shift, and the quality of girls coming through is just amazing. So it's so good to see the young girls game growing as well, and young girls coming through, which is amazing.
Georgia, many thanks for joining us. We'll bring in Derek now just to follow up on that. Many thanks, Georgia.
Deck.
Derek, thank you for joining us so quickly after the game. It must be really pleasing today to get off to, obviously, first game of the season to back up with a victory.
Yeah, great. Big thing for us is obviously nil again, so we want to make sure we keep our goal line intact. We had a few changes this week, so I'm just really impressed how the girls have turned out.
You mentioned it was pleasing to nil Wigan. Just how much sort of emphasis have you put on that defensive performance? Because today it was virtually spotless.
Yeah, we worked a lot about it in the week. I thought one of our undoings against Leeds, we didn't control the ruck area. We were off too quick. So today we've controlled that ruck area, hence what we get on the back of it.
And again, it's never easy to back up after winning a Challenge Cup final. You've only had 1 week to turn it around. You must be really pleased at the way they've come today and performed.
Yeah, they're a special group of athletes. Somebody I love working with. You know, they're so enthusiastic and they bring that every week. So that's the pleasing thing for me.
Another big game coming up next week against the York City Knights. Obviously, the top 4 contenders from last season. How we feel going into that game next week on the back of today?
Oh, we're definitely going into it on the right foot. We know it's going to be tough. We know it's going to be a really big ask and a big task. So, again, if we want to win the leagues, we need to make sure that we're up for this challenge.
Derek, many thanks for joining us. All the very best for next week. We'll bring in Chris Ratcliffe now. Thank you, Derek.
Cheers.
Chris, thank you for joining us so quickly after the game. Just before we go into the logistics of the game, you lost Ellie Costello there in the second half through injury. First of all, how is she?
Yeah, she's got a bit of a knee injury, Ellie. We're not sure at this point. I was a bit disappointed with the actual incident, to be honest. I thought she was taken late, and when you hit late, you're already relaxed, and I think that's what's happened. And that's brought about an injury which we hope's not too serious, but it could well be another significant knee injury.
There's obviously, Chris, a little bit of noise sort of outside the stadium just coming in, but we'll continue to do the best that we can. You must be relatively pleased there with the second half performance. It looked at one point, I think it took 25 minutes before St Helens scored their first try of the second half. So you showed a little bit of resilience there in the second half against an outstanding side.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit at half time. I felt we'd perhaps gifted about 10 points in that first half, just from not really being smart enough. And I went right back to I think one of our first couple of sets. We came out of our end fairly well, and we had a really good long kick that found touch. But then we weren't ready for the transition when it was a play the ball in the centre, and I think that on the next set, St Helens came up the field, a little twos play, and in for a score. So it was just a little bits of smarts that we were letting ourselves down, and we're catching us a little bit, despite what was clearly a lot of effort from us. And I think we did better at that in the second half. Certainly in that early spell, we were working a little bit more for each other and a little bit smarter, and not giving those little easy advantages that you can't afford to give a team of St Helens class. And we certainly worked a lot better as we went through that, and then we just tied a little bit towards the end, I think.
You talk, Chris, about putting those little things right. You introduced a lot of youth today to this side. You've now got 2 weeks, I think, before your next game against Huddersfield. Lots of positives from the second half today. I'm guessing that in that 2 weeks, you'll look to put those little things right and improve again in that performance against Huddersfield.
Yeah, we will. There's a few players I'll need to give some big raps to. I thought young Georgia Lake on debut today, 17, and she's run as hard as anybody in the forwards. So little bits like that, and Becky Greenfield's been out for nearly 8 months and was fantastic, I think, for us today as well. So give some of the players big raps, and then fix up some of the small things. I think we've planted a little bit too much in defence, and just sometimes the punch in our attacking runs needs fixing up. But we'll work on those things over the next couple of weeks, and we're ready for Huddersfield.
Chris, thanks for joining us, and all the best for the rest of the season. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Paul, the coaches and players. Some lovely scenes here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. The Saints players have all stayed on the field, and a lot of the young mascots and a lot of the young girls' teams are still here, and they're having a team picture, Faye, with some of their heroes, no doubt. Great scenes at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think if you sum up what the WSL players want from rugby league, then this is it, to have young girls here to watch us down, and from all different community clubs, 3 different community clubs there, and this is what we want. We want to inspire that next generation. But yeah, great scenes here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Yeah, great crowd in today. We thank you for your company here on the Sportsman. If you're thinking about coming along to a Betfred Women's Super League game, then I would thoroughly endorse it. You've seen yourself this afternoon, plenty in, having a good time. Well, thanks to Faye. We hope to see you on the field sooner rather than later. Yeah, hopefully around July time. That's the goal. So hopefully I'll pull on that red V this season. Very good. Thanks to Faye. Thanks to you at home, and thanks to the players of Saints and Wigan. Wigan were brave, but it was the champions that got their campaign off to a flying start. They've beaten Wigan here in front of the Sportsman cameras by 44 points to 0.